haven't really got any plans for the next 25 minutes. So I might just go like full cam and just chat for a bit. I don't know. I don't have any sim open, so I feel like that's that will have to be it. But hello. Happy Thursday. Showcase stream number 2 of the iniBuilds A350. Yep, we've already had one. However, I think today we're going more into the cabin or something. Yes, it worked. Hello. Although I don't like the fact that my chat... Hang on. How is everybody, first and foremost? I don't need to move... Oh, right. That's better. My logo doesn't get in the way then, unless I move my logo. Full cam. I know. I don't like full cam because it puts pressure on me, but it should be right. Hello, everybody. Hi. Hopefully everyone is well. I need to put chat somewhere else that's not... chat. Wait, it's fine. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Hopefully all well. Hello. So yeah, the plan... I apologize, by the way. The plan originally was going to be Los Angeles to Hawaii to Honolulu, but it got to 2 o'clock and the sim was just lagging. I don't know if it was the weather at LA or what it was, and I was just like, I can either fix this and we land at 10 11 p.m. or we scrap the flight. And I was like, you know what, let's just go full ham, just doing the watch along, and then we'll figure out what we do after the stream. I think the stream's going to be genuinely 2-3 hours. I don't know. On Discord it says it's going to last for 3 hours or something. The last one was 2.5, so we will see. We were just pretty much just here to sit back and watch the stream. It's quite a lazy Kenko, but it'll be alright. We'll be fine. Hello, everybody. Joel, how has Ali ate all her squashies? Has Ali ate all her squashies? 3 hours. I don't know. If you go on iniBuilds and then go on to the event, it says, starting in 23 minutes, I don't know if it says the time... I'm pretty sure I saw somewhere the length of the stream. I don't know. I've got no idea. Hello everybody. Hello. Can we get everyone saying hello? I want to say hello to everybody. I hope this is... It kind of works. It cuts a little bit here, but I'm sure you can live. But hopefully everyone as well. I have not been live since Tuesday. It feels like it's been forever. But hey, we will be streaming hopefully a little bit more over the next few days. Oscar's here, Dommy, Joel, not yet. Okay. Jersey Pilot or Guernsey Pilot with the new name. Hello. MedFSim, Backer, Josh. So good to see you, Josh, as well. Starry, Analog. We got Honey Chips, A380 Enjoyer, Canada's here. Private Pilot, good evening. Fact that you're betting us, I apologize. I know there was people waiting for me, but it's just, it didn't work. It didn't work. Jamie, good afternoon, good evening. Lilo, Electric, Trey, hello. Rev's here. It's so weird seeing a big Kenko. It's been literally, I feel like it's been over a year, Rev. I was sort of, I spent most of this morning sort of going through my scenes, tidying up OBS and everything. I was like, intermission screen? I haven't clicked on that one and just sort of brushed the dust off it. And I was like, you know, we could just benefit from that today. I have other scenes that we can switch to, obviously, when the iniBuilds stream goes live. I think if you weren't here for the last one, because most of you are probably in work or school... they were 5-10 minutes delayed, and there's a whole countdown and everything like that. So I don't think we've gone live too early, because the next 20 minutes should go by really quickly. But yes, Trey, send it again. Sevi, hello, welcome. Waiting at San Fran. Oh, goodness gracious. So it made me feel bad now. Aiden, great to see you. Josh is here. Noah's here. Particle Flight. We got Adam in here as well. Craig's here. Hello. Missed you. The week is dragged. I'm so sorry. There will be more. James, great to see you. A big 5'4". Cheers. Hello Ian, Luca, hello Yickel, hello Rykef, hello. How is it? There's so many people here. Jay Confused Pilot as well, hello. So yeah, hopefully, I don't know, we're obviously here to learn more about the 350 today. We already know quite a bit of information. We've obviously seen it in the sim. We've heard it, whatever. I don't really know 100% what they got planned for us today. But I can imagine that we won't be disappointed with whatever they share. So the way this stream's going to work, I'm literally going to be in the corner, probably the bottom right or whatever, just watching the stream. You know, I don't want to talk over anybody. And it should be really good. It should be really good. Geo guess a game right now. Okay, maybe. You might, maybe. There is time.
Don't get scared now. Cherries. Cherries.
Nice, Ollie. Nice, Ollie. Cheers, mate. Thank you. No, Ollie said, do you like cherry bakewells? And I just put, I'm scared of them. And now he's trying to get me. You didn't understand. Yeah, I don't like cherries. I like them, but I don't go out my way to buy them. Gio, now give me a few minutes and we will. Give me a few minutes as well. Casper, good to see you as well. Headset here as well. Fix the blue bar at the top. What's wrong with the blue bar at the top? Did it not turn purple when Ollie cheered bits? It should have turned purple when Ollie cheered bits. Ooh, Hello, lot 737 out of Dubai. Fair enough, fair enough, fair enough. Lucas, hello, welcome. Having a good hair day. Well, I had a haircut yesterday. You can't really tell, really. It's not... I don't know. I think I had a bit too much off on top, but it will grow back. It's fine. You have just offended me deeply, and why? You won't talk over it. Sounds like fake news. I mean, what? At that point, you may as well just go watch the main iniBuilds stream. It's nice to do watch-alongs. It's nice to hear like live feedback from what's going on. Bus. Wait, why was I scared of buses? I forgot the story behind that. Svenny, good evening. How are you? Hello. But yeah, hopefully everyone's well. Trey, just don't say late at last minute. There you go. It turns yellow. What's wrong with this bot? Do you want me to get rid of it? I tried to keep it. I don't know. I'm happy to have a full day of Ian and no distractions. I promise you, over the only reason I have streamed less the last few weeks is just because March is genuinely going to probably be the busiest month ever. Of just 350. So yeah, I need like a little bit more of a relaxed February and then go full ham whenever the 350 is out. You haven't even streamed less. Look at the hours. That is true. It's true, Rev. I mean, we have done what? Cross the land for 10 hours. We done like a 9-hour stream last Tuesday. So yeah, I feel like we have done quite a bit. Why is everyone doing... What's this all about, chat? Cubal, how are you? Good evening. Welcome in. I was scared. Oh, I was scared of buses. Yeah, I didn't get them on when I went to college. No, I didn't. As a kid, you were scared of taking the bus. Exactly. Rev, you know my life better. Anyway, sorry. Back to DDR. I apologize. I sort of chatted all over that. Happy 7 months still. And appreciate the subscription. Thank you so much. My chat just being weird. When are they not, to be fair? Gives up, Trey. No, don't give up. I don't know how long I'm going to be here for. Just had parents' evening and my mum ain't happy. Has someone been misbehaving in class, Trey? I am very, very saddened. I hope that you will get better. Get better? I don't know what I'm trying to say. Behave, basically. James, how much is it to make an emote bigger? You're the only one in my whole entire chat that makes emotes bigger. I prefer not to speak. Well, listen in class. Don't yap when the teachers are talking, and whatever else that you've been told off for. I don't know. It's 50 bits. Oh, I'm raking in the money. I love it. James, keep going. I'm joking. Thank you. So yeah. We can do a game and do, I guess, if you guys would like. We can do a quick, like, sort of, we'll do a 10-round, either airports or bird's eye, regular, and then we'll go from there. Is that fair? I think we got Dom in here. There you go. Joel's got his... Oh, my God, Joel, why is your emote so, like, HD? My emotes are never that HD. Pan, great to see you. Hello. Advice from Ian about... Yeah, it's a very strong point, to be fair, Jersey. Advice from Ian about yapping. Yep. I've just realized my Spotify playlist always plays the same song, so I don't have shuffle on. Brilliant. Oh, well, we have shuffle on anyway. You have 4K emotes. You're ridiculous. I didn't even know they existed on Twitch. I think Ian has emote phone. I am. I am fear of missing out on 4K emotes. Don't do anything that takes too long. Yeah, I mean, we've got a while. It's fine. I'm happy to host. Unless you guys have anything else that you've got. I mean, I wanted to go live a little bit earlier before the stream. Like I say, we should have gone live at 2. We should be like literally mid-cruise right now on our way to Hawaii, but we're not. And whose fault is that? This fella's here. Also, tomorrow, Valentine's Day. Who's got themselves a date? Not me, but that was a question. Yeah, 14th February tomorrow, and it's a Friday as well. Honey Chips with the tier 1. Thank you so much, mate. The prettiest girl in the world. Aww. Yeah, you know it. Honey Chips, mate, that means the world. Thank you so much for the brand new tier 1. Thank you. That really does go a long way. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. I don't expect brand new tier 1s, but when they come through, they mean a lot. Thank you so much, mate. And then we got Andrew used to love planes. It is. Well, I wouldn't go that far. I mean, they might tell us more information in terms of dates and stuff. I don't know. We might not get any of that information. We might get that information. But yeah, it should be really good anyway. Holy moly, all the subs are coming through. Not me. Sure, Oscar. What did you buy at Sainsbury's or Tesco the other day? Yeah, I won't tell chat. Andrew, happy 5 months. A flight of fan 777 with the 4 months. Holy moly, everyone's coming through. Has your sister posted your Valentine? Ollie, you're such a jokester. You should start up comedy. Flight fan Andrew, honey chips, Dida. Appreciate the subs. Thank you so much. It's probably weird seeing me full screen chat. If you're just tuning in, you're probably like, what the hell is Kenko doing? I was just playing with OBS earlier, and I was just like, you know what? Let's use this scene that has literally gathered dust for years. So yeah, you can see me in lovely 1080p because we in freaking Twitch don't have AV1 or whatever it is. Yeah. You got scared. I bet you did. Airbus ambulance simulator. It's installed. To be fair, it is installed. I really hope we get a date today. There's lots of dates happening tomorrow, so that was not. Don't read into that. Jesus Christ. Ian, do you have any secret? Of course. Well, I don't know actually, Oscar, until tomorrow. I'm sure my inbox will be flooded. Yeah. No, chat. I'm winding you up. Jesus. They said the end of February. MJ literally said not this week or next week. So whatever you want to read into. Yeah, of course, Planzer. That's why it says no stream on the schedule. Yep, 100%. Anyway, let's jump into a GeoGuessr game. We'll do one, and then, or like I say, as soon as we'll literally, it's 40. We got time for one GeoGame game. I will switch to this scene. There we go. Oh god, I look tiny. It's all right. We'll live. We can just do it either theme based or something. I'll get you guys in, and then obviously we're not going to be playing any GeoGuessr while the stream's going on. We're just going to be watching the stream. But get yourself in. We'll do a big game of GeoGuessr. If you want airports, we can do airports. I can do 40-second rounds, 10 rounds. Is that fair? Stop. No, don't start that. Don't start that. Oh yeah. Also, chat. I found this on FS Elite. I don't know how amazing this is. Hello, Max. Birdseye. Do you really want Birdseye? Okay. So this is, I don't really know what Flight Sim Awards is, but there's a content creator section, and apparently from tomorrow you can vote. You know what to do. Really liking the jumper today. Thank you. I only got it a few weeks ago. It's actually really comfy. It's extra small. I'm not even joking. I can take a picture of the label. It is XXS. It is tiny. But it's meant to be oversized, but yeah. I know, crazy. FS Reviews is better than FS Elite. I don't look at FS Reviews, to be fair, much, but PMDG got nominated. Did they actually? It looks massive. I know, there wasn't a smaller size. It's very comfy, though. No chat above facecam. I only removed that because of the... There you go. I only removed it because of the iniBuilds stream later, but obviously I will remove it later as well. Aerosoft Oz, I know that it's a good scenery. It is a good scenery. Right, let's go. What should we do? Should we do airports? I know you guys just wanted Birdseye. That was my phone. Right, Birdseye or airports? What do you want to do? Just spam in chat what you can do. Airports, Birdseye, airports. Flags of the world, Birdseye. I think airports is so generic, though. How's your boiler? It hasn't broken since they fixed it, so fingers crossed it doesn't break anymore. Birdseye. Mod count for 5 votes. Fine, it's Birdseye view. Although it won't be, it will be this one, because the other one kept giving the same ones. This one is 38,000 plus locations. Boo. Well, the airport ones are always the same airports. How about Birdseye airports? Rev, I will literally gift 20 subs right now if there's a Birdseye airports map. Yeah, looks like I'm keeping my money. Right, okay, I'm just gonna go in. Good luck, everybody. Like I say, we will watch the iniBuilds stream as and when it happens. Full screen GeoGuessr. We are in the MSFS category as well, but I'm sure that's fine. It'll be fine for 10 minutes. Thank you for the hype trade as well, chat. Good luck, and whoever wins this gets a life supply of koala bears. I don't know how that's meant to work, but just deliver a koala bear to your door once a year. I'm not sure. Maybe you adopt a koala bear. That makes more sense. This freaking school has a swimming pool. I should have made the round time a little bit less. Hey, Eddie's here. How is it, Eddie? Hello, hello, hello. I don't know where we are. I think we're in the middle of America. Or there's no baseball field, so it doesn't really make sense to be America. Yeah. Silly, 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 Ian. It was just out of Lisbon. Damn. Casper, well done. Max, well done. Adam FSX, well done. I didn't see any hints there that was Portugal, but fair enough. Too late, Trey. I'm sorry. I probably should have let a little bit more time for people to get in, but it's fine. Sorry. Oh, we are in the middle of nowhere. Eddie, I hope you're well. Hello, Craig. I think we got Eddie and Craig in here at the moment. Oh, that is swimming pool is manky. I believe we are looking at those trucks. I think we're in South America, Mexico potentially. Maybe we're sort of near Monterey, sort of this area in the middle of nowhere. Let's give it a go. I had a bit of too much time on the timer, I just realised, but it's all right. It's not the end of the world. Take you there like a child. Do, 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 do. Oh, what? I did say South America as well. Damn it. Well done, Dommy. Well done, well done, well done, well done. Looked like Brazil to me. Josh, you were bang on, mate. It was Brazil. Lily, hello. Lily, hello. Alice, hello, hello, hello. Welcome. I hope you're well. That is ugly. That is a really ugly livery. Michael, good evening. How are you? Hello, hello, hello. I hope you're well. We are just doing some temporary GeoGuessr for the time being. And then, yeah, the iniBuilds stream should be in about 9 minutes. But yeah, hopefully well. Great to see you. Hello. Oh, is that just a shakedown livery? Right, okay, that's just the one to use for the time being. I don't know where we are. I've got absolutely no idea. I'm going to say we're a Greek island. Screw it. Yeah, no, okay. Why is there so much water in Hungary? Oh, okay. Yeah, literally no one. Although, to be fair, Parsnip and Adam FSX cooked. That was a weird one, because there was so much water, but there's a massive lake in the middle of Hungary, apparently. Who knows? Jofi says, copying Jamie now. Playing GeoGuessr? Danology, good evening. How are you? Hello, hello, hello. Why is there water? Well, it's the water. It's like a big lake. It looked like a sea, but it was just a big lake. Oh, I might know where we are. Actually, no. I was going to say Cancun. Like, do you know you get Cancun and that there's like a... I don't think we are, though. On Cancun, there's like this little bit here, but it doesn't look very Cancun-y. It's not a bad shout, but I feel like the road is too... I'm going to go with it, but it's definitely not. There's a 4F1 event this year, and all teams revealed... Yes, it's in the O2, I think. It's very soon, actually. It was Romania. Fancy bridge. That was very fancy. This little bit here in Cancun is filled with... Is it a massive tourist destination? Oh, rep. Okay. Football team. Anybody? Anyone good with football? Oh, this is a really nice place, actually. Massive ball in the middle. We're in a main city centre. We've got all the Christmas markets. I'm going to say, UK RSI Bank, MTB Bank. Germany? Maybe? Oh, no, definitely not looking at that text there. Ukraine? Maybe we're in the heart of, like, Kiev? Is it in Moscow? I'm going Kiev. I think it's around that area, no? Ah, it was the other one. I always get these two muddled up. It's either Kiev or the other one. Well done to you, chat. Well done. Who's in the lead? Ski Plot. Max is in second. Dommy's in third. Somehow Rev is down in Piet. Rev doesn't do very well on these bird's eye ones. Rev doesn't do very well. Kahiv. It was, I think it's like the second. Oh, wow. Wow. Oh, this is big. Well, I was going to say Hong Kong. But it's not. Jofi, the stream is starting already? San Francisco? I don't... Oh, actually. Oh, you might be onto something. I'm not going to lie. I didn't realise. You actually might be onto something with San Francisco. I've never seen San Fran under snow. But it was... Oh. Oh my god. That's embarrassing. I totally fell for that. It was Russia. Bro. I mean, the buildings didn't even look San Francisco. But the bridge in the distance did look a little bit like the San Francisco Golden Gate Bridge. Does San Fran never have snow? I got 29 points. This is the reason you've never seen San Francisco under snow, because the Golden Gate Bridge is red. Yeah, but it was in snow. Like, it could have changed colour and snow could have stuck to it. I don't know. Do bridges change colour? Oh, I know where we are. I know where we are. I don't know where we are. I do know where we are. I definitely do know where we are. I double, triple definitely know where we are. Actually, I might be wrong, though. Is this a bad... Yeah, I think it is. But I don't know at the same time, because that ATC tower didn't look like the Innsbruck ATC tower. So I don't think it is. No. Damn. It wasn't Instagram. Instagram? Innsbruck? Jesus Christ. It was somewhere in the west of Switzerland. I just mistaken Innsbruck for Switzerland. No, Innsbruck. No, Instagram. Jesus, my brain is not switched on today. Oh, this looks like the Kremlin, which the Kremlin is in Russia, which means we're in Russia. Fancy Bridge has been getting the same distance away from every single one. Suspicious? I think so. Oh, I think we might be in Sochi. Reason being, that could be like a swimming pool for the Olympic Games. Did Sochi have the Olympics held at it? Or am I waffling again? Where is Sochi? It's down here. I think it's a terrible guess. Oh, it was Moscow. Yeah, they had the winter ones. Okay, so it just wasn't the summer ones. Honey chips. Oh, there you go. Casper, against your luck. I think, yeah. Oh, nice. Right, what's the time? We got 3 minutes. Okay, we literally got 2 more rounds. That's perfect. That's perfect. Why is your camera smaller than usual? It's funny. No, it's because we're going to be doing the iniBuilds 350 Watchalong very soon. I can make my camera bigger, but I don't think it fitted very well with their layout only a few days ago. So, yeah, I'll obviously adjust it when they're live. But, ooh, this looks like a scene from Outer Banks. But I feel like it's also European. Nah, these houses are not Outer Bankery. It's a difficult one. It's a difficult one. I'm going to say, like, Sweden? Is that a bad idea? I don't know. No, it was Austria. Okay. South Vienna. No one got that. It was South Vienna. Lots of you kind of guessed around the same area, but fair enough. How does that look like the Outer Banks? Wait, the Netflix show, Rev. Outer Banks. Well, you're doing a 340 flight. When you can find me a good enough 340 to stream. Why is the last one a black screen? Refresh. Oh, there we go. Refresh if you got a black screen, chat. This one is laggy. It's really HD, though. Okay. Last but no means least, they've also screwed us over with a very difficult one. I'm going to say, just out of instinct, I want to say, like, Poland. You went Denmark. Norway, sorry, on this one. On this one? On the last one. Aaron, cheers, mate. Thank you. Yeah, I got it done yesterday. Where did I say this was? Middle of Poland. Yeah, we'll go with that. Sandman, cheers for the follow. Oh, that was the UK? That was the UK? Can I have a look at that one again? That wasn't... Rev. You felt it. Going, how do I like... How do I look at that one again? Yes. Stream. Is it live? Is the iniBuilds stream live? I'm on it. iniBuilds official. Boom. Right. They're not live. You lot are trolling. There's no ping. That power planet, whatever is what you see when you're deploying Edinburgh. Click the Google button. Help! Where's the Google button, Max? There's no Google button. Oh. Ah. Google button. Doesn't exactly do much. It's fine. It doesn't matter. Marcus, good evening as well. Hello. That's crazy. Well done, Rev, for the last one. However, Mr. Fancy or Mr. or Mrs. Fancy for a bridge, looking at the hairstyle. Ski Plot, Parsnip, Dommy, Rev, Honey Chips, Max, coming in P7, Adam, Miku, Mixu, Casper, Sifron, and Konko. Not Kenko, but Konko. And then I came 24th. That's abysmal. Oh, there you go. Dan's got the clip of it. Is this the UK? Does this look like Edinburgh? I suppose these houses here do look a little bit British, but I'm thinking about it now. It looks Soviet. It's because of the snow, probably. They're still offline, chat. These buildings don't look like they're from Edinburgh, but yeah. Damn, the iniBuilds stream is popping off already in chat. Screw it. Olive, anyway, well done though if you were part of the game. I will before the screen this, as you know. Do you want I'll have the chat on until they go live. Late. No, I won't. Maybe North Scotland, but not Edinburgh. Some really Soviet smokestacks in the background, yeah. I don't know. It was a bit of a weird one. It was Falkirk. I checked. It looks like it. Oh, okay. Falkirk in Scotland, right? I presume. Oh, Parsnip might have found it, actually. Parsnip might have found it. I'm not sure. Falkirk will. Maybe. Look at Croissant getting the Kenko love in the chat. Chat, if you want a link to this this stream, by the way, or this... make sure you give iniBuilds Official a follow if you haven't done so already. Ian, Jofi, hello, welcome. So yeah, what do we expect from this stream? Well, they did promise us to see the cabin. Hopefully we're going to get some more wing views. I presume we're going to get hopefully another flight from A to B. I don't know, really. They obviously will talk more about it. I presume most of you watching now have seen stream 1 last Thursday. It was at 1000 Zulu, which was ridiculously early. But I'm sure that, yeah, they're going to treat us well today. I hope so. Price, yeah, release date, price. Can't promise those, but there's a potential maybe they will mention something about it. Charlie, Spider-Max, get in. Craig with the Kenko emotes as well, get in. Bored of it now, just release the aircraft. Patience. It's nice, you know, it proves that they're proud of the work, though. They're not just a company that look, oh yeah, here's the 350 and chuck it in our hands. You know, that they're proud of what they do. They want to teach people about the aircraft with, like, videos and stuff like that. You know, yeah, I think it's a good thing. However, they're 2 minutes late, yeah. I'm joking. I love it. I got the 350 installer. Yeah, I bet you did, mate. I bet you did. I love it. Should we get some Angry Ginge boogies? Hang on. Let's get some Angry Ginge boogies. Boom. Best emote on Twitch, that. It's not one of mine either. We are the rock star of Flight Sim. The product has to be right. Exactly, Craig. Exactly. Will the live be streamed on Discord? Oh, that's a good question, actually. Because I think the one at 10 a.m. was streamed on Discord. But I'm not sure. Thank you for being here, though, guys. Like I say, I won't yap through the entire thing. We will obviously stop the music when they're live. But yeah, we're just here to see what it's all about. You know, it's quite nice, I suppose. Some people like to watch it on their own without anyone in the corner yapping. But it's nice to sort of see it firsthand and then whatever. If you want me bigger, by the way, I can be bigger. I can either zoom in my camera and be bigger, or I can make my actual physical camera bigger. But like I say, we'll wait until they are actually live. I had a notification from. I've just spent money on something. Yay! No, it's fine. I don't know what it is, 100%, but it'll be alright. Make yourself smaller and mute the mic. Just hide, Rev. Just hide. Move your camera. No, I think here works quite well because I will hide my chat up here. Because I think you then get the iniBuilds chat as well, but we'll see. But yeah. What was the saying again? We said this last week. It's good. It's fashion. It's what's it? It's fashionably late or something like that. Like I don't know what the saying is, but they've definitely done it on purpose. I bet iniBuilds General on Discord's going absolutely off now. Do. Who is watching in front of a giant screen right from their bedroom? What a question. Do. Crazy. Oh, is it live on YouTube? Oh no, I got trolled. I thought it was live on YouTube. Fashionably late. Yeah, that one. Move yourself right to the middle. I can do this. Oh no, that's the wrong scene. I was gonna make myself full camera, but it's fine. Let iniBuilds know you want to drop in and collaborate. Not really. Hey, they're here. Hi. Oh, it's on slow mode now. Live. Refresh, Ian. Refreshed. Yes, they're live. We have some music as well. Cool. Right, chat. Would you like the chat from the stream there or not? I think the answer's no. Let me turn this up. I'll make it as loud as I can. Because you can see this on the stream anyway, and it makes it like full screen. Absolutely not cool. Yeah, I don't want to see them yappers either. It's fine. Your chat is enough. Yeah, I will hide this if it gets in the way as well. Yeah, I think that's fine. We got everything where I need it. Right, AV check. Obviously, it's difficult to tell until they're talking, but I'll put it on 50%. If it's too loud, let me know. If I'm too loud, let me know. But if you guys can just tell me, otherwise, you know, there's no way of me knowing either way. So this will probably go on for like 5 more minutes or something. You're too loud. I'm always too loud though, Oscar. There you go. I'll turn myself down a little bit. Make your cam smaller. It's small enough, isn't it? I think it works quite well at the moment, but yeah. Honestly, where do iniBuilds get the albums from, bro? It's just such a vibe. It's such a vibe. I'm actually so excited. Wait, will we have it 2 weeks today? No. Well, 2 weeks today is the 27th. It's coming out on the 29th, so almost. I need this song in my life. I need this song. It's called, isn't it called Salty or Santy or something? 2 weeks tomorrow, at least. You would hope maybe 2 weeks tomorrow, because it's the last day of February. They pretty much promised us maybe February. Yeah. I love your hoodie. Looks great on you. Thanks, mate. Appreciate that. Yeah, it's extra small. Like, it is massive. But, yeah. I want to get another one. They are genuinely so comfy. They keep you really, really warm as well. 1 week on Tuesday till Josh's birthday. Josh, how old are you turning? Actually, no, don't answer that. Looks comfy. It is massive. Something no one ever said about Kenko. Oh. Is that the Represent hoodie? I got it the other week. Yep. I saw Luke Littler wears them. And that was my inspiration. So they do them in every colour. Yeah, really good. You're turning a big 14 years old, Josh. Damn. You are fully into your teenager now. Fully into teen years. They're going to show us more stuff Ian can mess up in the plane. I know. So we got so if you watched the stream last week, we got a Toulouse to JFK, but there was a decompression in the cabin over Stansted. So we might see a bird strike or something today. I don't know. I don't know what they've got in store for us, but I really hope we get a good look at the cabin, wing views, obviously some more engine starts, engine shutdowns. Another tour of the cockpit will be good as well. Oh my god, tune. What is this song called? Hang on. Does exclamation mark song work in their chat? Nah. Damn it. Not happy. Yeah, release date. Everyone wants a release date. I'm sure they're well aware. No. Cheers, Josh. iniBuilds Trader Playlist is on Spotify. No way. I need to sign up for that. iniBuilds official trailer playlist. Oh my god. Right, chat. If you want a link, boom. It's actually a real playlist. That is amazing. I bet they're playing one of the songs on that song. Oh my god, this on that playlist as well. You are 5 foot. Cheers, Alex. Thank you, mate. Cheers. Do It Again by Kilda. That's going on my playlist. I love the way you guys have found it out. Thank you. Calm. Added. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, it's gone quiet.
Okay, welcome everyone. Welcome back to another installment of our iniBuilds A350 Showcase stream. We're just going to quickly go ahead and make sure that the audios are okay. So it's going to be a slight delay, but I'm going to ask you guys if you could just say audio's good, audio's bad.
They could be in the new Heathrow.
We'll have a little tweet from there.
That could be the new Heathrow.
And we'll get the showcase underway. Audio's good. I'm seeing some audio's good. Lovely. We've learnt from our mistakes, so we'll move on. My name is Matt. I'm joined by our CEO, Ubaid, Cameron, our lead technical developer, and new to the stream today, but a previous guest, is Mike, our head of production. So I'll hand off to Ubaid, who will sort of talk through what we're going to cover today, and we'll get the showcase underway. Ubaid?
Thank you, Matt. Hello, guys. Lovely to see all of you. Thank you so much for bearing with us while we're sort of 10 minutes late. So yeah, for those of us who didn't join us last time, I'll let Cameron and Mike introduce themselves.
Yeah, my name's Cameron. I'm the lead technical developer. I'm also commercially rated on the A320 family, and you've seen me on here probably many times before.
Yeah, my name's Mike, head of production, and also Airbus A330 rated, running up the most of the team now on the art and technical side.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Okay, so we don't have Pablo today.
So thank you, everybody, like I said, for joining. Really appreciate all of you who are here. Today, we've got a lot of interesting, cool things to show you. And the formatting will be slightly different. So there's a lot of, maybe, how do you say, more complicated things to show in a stream format. So we're going to be, lots of videos have been recorded. And we're going to be talking through some of those and what they look like. And at the end, we'll finish off with a quick stream session by Cameron that Cameron is recording, so the quality when uploaded as a video will be really nice, and followed by some key information about next steps, because I know a lot of you are interested in what's going on, and when is release and all those questions and things, and hopefully we can address some of them at the end.
Sorry.
Throughout the stream, like we say, if you've got a question that's really key, please do put it in the chat. And we'll try and answer it at some point. And as we go through the different sections, your questions might already be addressed. So yeah, I think we can move to the next slide, Matt.
Yep, so we've just got some questions that we're going to cover from the last stream. There's a few different ones that we're going to go over today, but yeah, I'll hand over back over to Ubaid or Cameron, whoever wants to pick it up.
Yeah, so I'll ask you the questions. I think I'll pick a few that were really key that I think we think we should address. So a lot of people were worried about what's in the 2020 version, what's in the 2024 version, and you know what's going to be in the marketplace, what's going to be Xbox. And I think what we decided to do is we're finalizing the features list of what we're shipping on day one. And I think the biggest thing to emphasize is that what you'll see on day one is not the end of this product. There's going to be an evolving strategy and sort of work being done to this variant of aircraft. It's unlike our previous versions. You know, we've got a big scope that we want to achieve. So I think what we'll do next week is, which we'll cover at the end in more detail, is we'll clearly identify for those of you on Marketplace, on Xbox, on 2020 and 2024, what you can expect day one, what will not be present.
There'll be
but
more
I think
in
the biggest
2024.
thing to bear in mind is that the product was intended for 2024, and that is the main use platform. Mike, Cameron, you want to add anything to that?
Any chance to
no, just more of like what you're saying is that this is a platform that we've built out, and as you can see, we're going to look at more of those details and art and systems today.
They already confirmed that.
It's something that there's so much you can do with this aircraft. There's so much you can do with any aircraft, really, and we want to push that.
Yeah, and we also saw on the last stream there's a lot of concern about the amount of features that we have added, and obviously there's going to be as much parity as we can between 2020 and 24. But the ultimate aim is obviously to keep the end user experience as seamless as possible.
Yep. And the only other thing that we won't cover in their own section today, which is a separate question about VR compatibility.
They should show the cabin.
I haven't used VR myself personally, but I think a lot of our testing team have, and I think they're having great experiences in 2020 and 2024.
It's good they're testing in both sims.
You know, it's not something that we explored fully ourselves, but I think it's naturally out of the box, kind of working great. So, and if not, you know, we'll address that as we need to. I think that's it. I think the rest of the questions we had planned will be covered in the sections we have today, Matt. So I think we can move on.
Awesome. Do you want to head over to the PFD stuff first?
Yeah, and
Matt, it's only just started.
Leave it to you.
Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ooh.
So we just want to have a bit of a discussion now. It's kind of an interesting topic about colouring for screens and various sort of, you know, especially the pitch attitude. This is the attitude globe, it's called. These pictures are taken from a real aircraft, and you can see that they're taken from a smartphone.
Three different
shades. You see the image on the left,
shades.
the middle, and the right. Vastly different colour. That is the same aircraft on the same day with the same phone. Now, what I want to say as well is the colouring that you have on PFDs are
White
global.
left.
There's no reason Airbus changes them. They don't change them. We've looked. I've been in a 350 simulator. We've got 350 rated pilots. They are the same as a 320. But this is showing you how sort of this auto exposure can kind of really affect the color that you might expect to see if you're looking at an image online, but that's not what you're going to see with your own eye. So is it okay if you go to the next slide, Matt?
Yeah, sure. There you go. Those are the online reference images.
Yeah, exactly. So here you can see on the left side, you've got a reference image, which you can see it looks similar to the images I took with my smartphone. One in the middle you've got is from an Airbus document. Now, you can start to see that the brown is quite a lot darker, and the blue is also fairly different. Now, why do we have the EIS1 image in the middle? EIS1 is actually, because it's a CRT screen, is not as affected as camera, because it can not expose it because the light level's coming out, and you can see that they actually match. And on the right is from a A330, actually showing that the colors are consistent across the whole family. Is that okay if you just change slide as well now?
Yep, headed over to the A350 one now.
Mongo's in chat. Oh.
So here you can see that you've got the A350. Now, as you can see, those colorings are pretty similar that you've got to actually the rest of the aircraft what we were just looking at. So is it okay if you move to the next slide where we have the side-by-side what we have in the sim?
Oh, that's a real-life picture. It's not in the sim.
Thanks very much. Now, you can see here, you've got coloring on the right, which was taken with a sort of a professional camera. Now, that is actually very similar to what we've got in the sim. So basically, just what we want to go through here, we've taken the time, we've checked over the different colorings. We've worked with rated pilots, myself, Mike, Pablo, many other people, and you can see right-hand side is a real aircraft taken with a professional camera, left-hand is a sim. It's pretty close. I would say it's almost exactly spot on.
But I guess there was loads of people complaining about
and
this.
I think it was important for us to address it because I think we've had this on a lot of the Microsoft Echo we worked on, and this one, and you know, I think it's really important to understand perspective and where things are coming from.
Biparticle.
And we want to just take an opportunity to address this, and to just make sure that you guys know we're listening to all the feedback, and we are taking it seriously. And hopefully this helps to give our perspective on how where we've come to in the development of this.
It will be soon.
Yeah, cool. Absolutely.
Cool. I think we can move on to some cooler bits now with the with some pre-recorded videos.
Pre-recorded.
Yeah, 100%. So I think our first one up is the structural vibrations. I think we covered this very briefly last time, and I think we covered it in the edited video. But for those who didn't watch the video and tuned in live, we just wanted to show you some of the structural vibrations and Mike,
there's no
I'll
sound.
leave it to you.
That looks insane.
Yeah, so it's an effect that we've had in quite a few other aircraft now, but just kind of explain a bit more about what's going on there. So
I presume this is taking off.
Obviously the tailplane shaking, the wing flex that we would obviously see, and you'll also see engine vibrations and stuff on the 350 as well.
That's
it's a really simple effect, and what it does, it's just modulating based on M1 power and velocity, basically. So nothing overly complicated, but it just gives a kind of cool visual effect for those people that like the exterior shots and that, really. You see the flap shake there as well,
oh my God.
which will increase with turbulence and with the wing flex and moving bits. So
that's impressive, to be fair. I like the way they're vibrating separately.
Yeah. And you know, we'll go through as we talk about these features. They'll be on 2020, 2024, and Xbox, hopefully, right? Is that correct, Mike?
Yep.
The fact this is coming to Xbox is insane as well.
So you'll be able to experience this on whichever variant you purchase. I think we can move to the next one, Matt.
Yeah, perfect. We got onto the effects, which
we don't
is
have to
probably
wait for
one of my
parallel
favourite
42
parts of it.
Yeah. So as you might have experienced previously with other products, you've had to buy immersion packs or things like that. We should have, and what the plan is on launch, to have a set a limited detail of effects, I would say, that we hopefully want to expand in the future. And Mike, I'll let you add some more details.
They've got them all.
Yeah, so again, just some cool effects from the passenger point of view that we've added based on ambient conditions, as close to realistic as we can get. You can see the vortices coming off of everything there. Just a nice little addition, like you said, just to include as part of the aircraft core package. Again, available on 2020, 24, and Xbox as well.
Yep. There'll be more that we want to add. There's only so much time. We're not going to be doing release, so we will try and add as many as we can.
I wonder if they're doing contrails.
And if they're not on release on day one, we're going to add some more.
Okay.
I think that's it. I think we're going to move to our first situation.
I'll move on to the bird strike situation now. Cam, I'm going to go ahead and pause this whilst you quickly just talk over
aircraft
the situation, and then if you just want to let me know when you want to play the situation through, and then we'll listen to the sounds and stuff that come as part of it.
I'm trying to find a picture real quick.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, we touched on the situations on the last stream where we did the depressurization, and we really want to highlight today that these situations are not just failures. They're an element of the aircraft is going to change, or it's something that really draws you into being in that situation. Now, like we said, we're going to see that in just a second, what's going to change on the aircraft. But with an engine failure and a bird strike, it's the most common cause of aircraft incidents in terms of like engine failures with damage, things like that, sully, etc. It's all birds. It's a serious threat to aviation. It's also something that we've simulated that's really, really cool. The one thing I want to point out just before we play as well, you can actually see the traffic. So we can actually see here the symbol of the aircraft is no longer a diamond. This is a customer option, and we have modeled it. We've modeled the full thing, so you can see direction of travel. That's where you have like a wing, a nose, and a tail, and also
that was in the last stream.
The ground speed and the wake category.
We just didn't see it.
And this will draw from both online networks.
So imagine on VATSIM, you can see all the traffic with all their call signs.
I think that's enough for me to introduce
like,
it.
how sick is that? See their altitude and everything. Oh, bad strike. Huh? Mate, that sound.
$2,500.
Oh, come on. What the Okie dokie, iniBuilds. Rightio then. What? Okay, yeah, let's just model the damage as well, because why not? I wonder if that's universal or if it happens in the same place every time. That would be quite cool. And that is a big bird. Yeah. Massive bird. I do wonder if it's like if you get a one that's more hit an engine or whatever. An ostrich. I don't know. The sound seemed to have gone, but that is crazy. That is crazy. An emu, potentially. Damn. Wait, is that damage on the engine? No, I don't know.
Yeah, sorry, I think we're all quiet. There's no standard section, is there? But you can see.
Yeah, no, I'm just.
That is damage.
I could go through it now. Don't worry, I'm a professional at talking.
These bits.
Yeah.
Right. So, as we were just seeing, the details and damages that are on the aircraft. First of all, I just want to see people saying, "Wow, that was a loud noise." The impact sound. Now, when you're looking at the radome, the radome of the aircraft is composite. And it's actually a giant, basically, composite drum. So if a bird hits it, it goes boom when you're in the flight deck. Ask me how I know how. And it's very, very loud. When you hear a bird hit the aircraft on the radome specifically, it's probably the loudest thing you're going to hear. Now, you can see here as well the aircraft reacting correctly with the engine failure, putting in the rudder, and it's actually failing with damage. So that's why the N1 goes to 0 and the engine's locked up, because we're simulating with damage here.
I know,
now,
MSA.
The other thing that you can see here, the ECAM's asking you, the attention getter boxes are highlighting in amber to show, hey, this is the engine that's failed. One thing that's really cool with the 350, if you have an engine failure, and you have the autopilot off, you don't actually need to use the rudder. It's fully automatic in the 350. You just fly around. You will feel the aircraft yawing because it's not magic, you know. It has to put the rudder in, it has to come back, it has to do this, and it will do that. And you can hand fly the approach, and you can come into land without having to touch the rudder trim at all, with the autopilot on or the autopilot off, and that's all simulated.
Yep. And like we said, this is the one of the first situations we've got implemented. There'll be one more that we'll show today, but the plan is to expand these situations to give some more a deeper experience in a different way that maybe you haven't experienced on other planes before. And we want to work with you guys to make them better and to find more situations that you want. So this is going to be a big feedback point post release. Please give us your feedback on what you want, and which
possibilities are endless.
you would like to see, and we'll keep working on them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a good point as well, Ube. That kind of
he was playing Flappy Birds.
We're trying to give people the A to B airline experience with this, but as a real world pilot, a lot of what you do, a lot of what you get paid for is these kinds of situations. Obviously, that we practice every 6 months in the sim, and this is just kind of one of a handful that we're gonna.
That's actually
offer.
Cool. I suppose it makes
this is
sense
even more
to
realistic than the sim.
Yeah, exactly.
This is going beyond what you actually have, because you've got that visual feedback. You go in the cabin, you look through the window, and you can actually look through the window. And go, oh yeah, we've got damage there, we've got blood there, we've got things stuck on the window. It's really, really cool.
The 330 sim, it's the instructor shaking the back of your seat. That's all it is.
Exactly.
So some word on the situations. Most of them will be in 2024. Well, all of them will be in 2024. Not all will be in 2020.
Right.
And that'll be that for various reasons. And the second thing is, once you initiate these situations, for now it will permanently sort of ruin your flight in inverted commas. If you wanted to go and recover it,
then realistic, isn't it? I guess.
At the moment, they need to be manually triggered. So we want to build in, as part of phase 2 of this, the randomization of these. So
10,000 bits for a bird strike.
Obviously, you can't have a bird strike on the ground. Neither can you have a bird strike at flight level 400. So you'll be able to trigger them in situations that make sense. But they won't be randomized at this stage. And that will be sort of the next phase of where this product goes. So just to set expectations of where they are.
Yeah, will moment, yeah.
If there's nothing else, we can move on, I think.
That was awesome.
Cool. Yeah, I got the gun.
Cabin! And it all falls.
So we move into the cabins, and the cabin that we teased at the end of last week. And we wanted to show this day-night transition to clearly show you what the night lighting will be.
I like the little stars they got in the roof.
We've decided to opt for one lighting config for now. I think, and Cameron, you can talk a bit about the performance impact of lights and adding things, but I think we've decided to go for one, just to solidify it, be mindful of performance. But the customization of these cabins will show in the next clip. But Cameron, you want to add anything about cabin lighting and the performance and the discussions we've had?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, especially in 2024, it was more applicable that because of the lighting engine is a fair bit more advanced than any of the sim we've seen before. If you have duplicate lights sitting over the top of each other, it's not just like having double the amount of lights. It's like having 4 times the amount of lights. And that's really not going to be okay for performance. So that's why we've chosen to go down this sort of route of having an optimized balance view for performance as well.
Nice.
And again, for those complaining about performance, you don't need to fly with a cabin if you don't want to. So
you can disable the cabin as well.
With no cabin.
That's cool.
And none of this will mean anything.
They said a version though, so you can't enable disable mid-flight.
I think we can move on. Nice transition to cabins and livery configs.
Oh, they got loads of different types. Economy.
So we'll have lots of different liveries, obviously on day one. And what those liveries will have custom cabins and custom cabin colors. Now, some of these that you will see are work in progress. And these liveries will have certain details throughout that obviously signify the airline. Now, obviously, the business class seat may not match the exact configuration the operator uses in real life. But we'll try and add as many details as we can to make it as similar to the operator as possible. The first was Singapore Airlines, Qatar. Some of these are still work in progress, but we'll hopefully get as many of them as ready for day one. And if not, we'll continue adding them. I'll pass over to Mike to discuss some of the options that are playing now as well.
SCS.
Yeah, so
what the hell are those?
As default in the default aircraft anyway, you'll get lots of different kind of hotspot options as part of the OIS EFB. So the radome, the vent extract fans, and all that kind of stuff. But also, we've obviously had a lot of requests about paint kits now already. And what you can actually do is there's a livery configuration tool where you can predefine these and lock these into the livery. So if you know a particular airline or livery has wing cams, for example, taxi cams, then you can lock that into the livery. Same with these taxi lights and stuff that are swapping over now. So that will all be available
that's good
on day one or very shortly after.
So if you got a sat, I mean, most 350s have a satcom.
So you can fully customize and have every single option that is available on the 350 available for your specific livery.
Nice.
Yep, and the liveries that will come from iniBuilds will have that livery configurator set. If you're a livery painter and you do make a livery, you will have to use that configurator, and it might not work great.
Camera?
Day one, we'll work with you guys on that. And hopefully your liveries can also be configured in the way that you wish, because there are lots of options that can be set.
It's mental.
Cool.
Yeah, Josh, there is.
Yeah. Say something.
No, that was it.
Great.
Cool. I think we're moving on to some quality of life features now for time acceleration. So I'll hand over again.
Oh yeah, they mentioned this in the last stream.
Great. So like we looked at it in the last
Neither
stream
did I,
about time acceleration, auto step climbs, things like that. We showed off that you can have 2 and 4x speed. Now that works well with in terms of the systems build together. So if you're going 4x speed, it will burn 4x times amount of fuel, and it's auto system. So when you have it selected automatically, if the performance dips below sort of a minimum level, it will drop itself down to 2 times. Yeah. And if you're in the polar region, it'll actually also drop itself down to 2 times speed, because if you think about it, from the flight plan's perspective, the globe's kind of starting to spin, so it has to slow down and then it will speed back up again. So you can do like an overnight polar ops, but you'll see it slow down, speed up, and then come back, and it will pause at the top of descent. You can have distance between the top of descent that you need to go as well. So just a lot of customized optionalities that give you that, you know, ability to do ultra long hauls, which is what this aircraft can do. You know, it's absolutely crazy that you can do. If you're empty, you can do like about 90-hour flight in the 350, which is really outrageous.
You just did 10,000 bits,
it's working
bro.
quite well. One of our testers the other day did a 7 or 8 hour flight, I think it was, on 4 times. Forgot to set up the pause at top of descent, but left it kind of all set up, and it did a complete auto land at 4 times speed.
I will play the alert.
It's working pretty well.
Yeah.
Right. First flight we do.
That, but it can work.
We'll have a first
flight. Yeah, but
I recommend it.
That is insane.
It may vary, but it can do that.
Top of descent
pause. And I think this feature again will be on 2020, 2024.
Mate, AV person, you're an amazing human being. Thank you so much, bro. That's ridiculous. I only said it lightheartedly. I didn't mean to actually do it.
I think we can move to the next one.
Thank you, mate. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh no, sorry, this is for you, Mike. Right, GPS jamming. You've more experience.
Sorry, GPS jamming.
Pull up. Fuck me.
Pull up.
That's a bit loud.
It's kind of European Middle East operating.
I might just jump down my.
Again, it's just kind of set up as a basic implementation for now, where you can.
No, it's paused.
You can trigger it in as part
of
the cruise phase.
Pull up.
And it will randomly kind of over your cruise.
We can't hear what he's saying.
Random failures at you based on navigation systems and stuff like that.
It's loud in the real thing too, yeah.
Until the end of the flight, you can reset this one, but it will take you through. You'll lose things like BTV.
You're amazing. Thank you. Canada cheered.
And again, the plan is, if you guys like the feature, to expand it a bit more and give you complete randomization on it, and also make it geo specific as well, geolocation specific. So, for example, you know, flying around the edges of Ukraine and that kind of area at the moment will increase your risk of GPS jamming.
Yeah, the only thing I'd add to that as well is we're doing like the full shebang where it's a jamming and a spoofing all at the same time. So that's why people are saying that you're getting the pull up. Yes, that will happen with spoofing because effectively the aircraft thinks it's flying into a mountain. It doesn't know that it's at flight level. The system doesn't matter. It's moving itself in the database, so it does pull up, and that's why that's there, which is realistic.
Isn't this what happened over
like for dramatic effects a little bit, but it's like the more extreme scenario. But like I said, we'll put in some more randomization for it for future updates.
Nice.
And for those of you that don't want to
happens all the time.
use this, you don't need to. These are all in the situations tab and will be off by default. Cool. I think we can move to the next one.
Awesome. I'm going to go ahead and pause this one just as it's the key sounds, and I think we can just sort of talk about some of the the cooler parts that are going to be
It's actually
implemented in
insane
the
how this
product
is
from
in this,
day one, and then we can go through and listen to them in one hit.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, oh, sorry, you go, Uwe.
No. I was just going to say, Cameron can explain what's going to be showcased now and what's involved.
Yeah, like the sounds on the 350 is first of all, it's a very cool sounding plane, so that's helpful. The engines are, you know, as we said, the Trent XWB series engines, and they have that famous you know, barking rough sound because it's a triple spool engine. It comes through and you hear it come through the compressor, and we've modeled that at lower flex N1s you kind of get that buzzsaw sound, but if you push it all the way up to toga, it really gets exaggerated, if you know what I mean, and that's like the real aircraft.
Yeah, they got tire wear
there's a lot
and
of little
stuff as
ambient
well.
sounds that you may or may not have heard before on the 350. So for example, the brake fans, they don't sound anything like the brake fans on a 320 or 330. They're actually a lot quieter. So if you're doing the walk around with the bleed on, you think, well, they don't sound loud enough. That's what they're like in real life. They're actually like a bit of a whoosh that goes over, and they did it because of complaints that the old system was way too loud. You can also hear sort of dynamic sounds that we've added in with ground roll, bass, and all this sort of trying to really bring the aircraft to life. Now,
they will play the sounds.
Before we have a look at it as well, you can adjust this to how you want the aircraft to sound. So we've got multiple sliders that actually allow you to change low pass, systems, engine, interior, exterior. So if
they
you're
have
listening
it
to the
in
mix
that
of the
for
sound,
A300 as well. Come
I
on,
prefer
let's
more
go.
of this or more of that, then you can do that. You can adjust
you
it.
can adjust
to how
the
you
sounds,
and also the sound levels are quite a lot higher than aircraft you may have seen with us before that were not the A300, because we've mixed them just to be a little bit louder. So you can adjust them as you deem.
Let's go. Big dub. Yeah,
cool.
Sliders are back.
Like I said, we've got a bit of time to go till release, obviously. You know, the progress that we make on a daily basis is really quite significant. What you're hearing today is the sounds as of last week. Of course, where there's feedback points and things, please do let us know, and it will be refined. You know, I know a lot of people are like, it's fine, we'll just get some other third-party, you know, sound add-on pack to do it. Why would you want that? You're paying for a plane, you should get excellent sounds from day one. So work with us on it, to help them be constructive. Hopefully
they listen to the community a lot, so
great, and you'll like it. And if not, please do give us some constructive feedback, because we do have some time to fix it. I think we can have a listen.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll get the audios playing now.
impressive. That was the gear going back up. That is tidy. Damn. Holy shit.
That brings us to the end of it.
Yeah, so some things in the comments. I'm not sure if anybody spotted the engine shakes.
That was insane.
So as you saw when the engine was powering up, you can see the engine sort of shaking a little bit. The sounds are all done in-house. They're not done externally. And we really don't want people to have to worry about buying or paying for sound packs and things. We want it to be great from day one. They are work in progress. We're still refining them, giving feedback, but I think they're in a really, really good spot. And huge congratulations to Tom, who's worked really, really hard on these for a very long time. And I understand people want sounds to sound a certain way, and maybe Mike and Cameron, you can talk about this. But as we work on these sound sets with pilots, and the 350 is unique, just a bit like the A380, where you would think that it would sound really loud in certain positions and in points, but it doesn't, and it doesn't sound like that. And we're going for a realistic approach, rather than doing it just so what sounds cool and what feels cool, and sometimes people lose sight of what that means. Maybe Mike and Cameron, you can elaborate on what I'm trying to get there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like you said, we're mixing this to be like you were in the aircraft listening to it yourself. So if you're behind the wing of these modern generation aircraft, the whole reason why these engines are big is so that they don't make as much noise. You basically have just got a huge amount of air because of the bypass ratio going out the back of the engine, and that's it. And that's why if you're behind the wing, it is relatively quiet. But that's the point of the design of the engine. Of course, we can make it louder, but then people might say, well, that sounds better to my ear, but that isn't what you would experience as a passenger. And that's what we want to give you. We want to give you that experience of you're in the cockpit with your headset off and you're listening to the engines at Togo, or you're in the front row, and that's what you're going to hear. And that's what we're going for.
I want the sound again.
Yeah, and like we said, it's more, we take into account that people obviously want a bit more of the dramatic side of it as well to hear the sounds, but
that's why you can use the
sliders. We're trying to give you a realistic, from a pilot's perspective and middle passenger perspective of what the sounds are like. I just picked up on a few other comments on chat as well. So somebody noticed that we've modelled the differences between the 900 and the 1000 engine as well. So there's different strakes and vents and stuff like that. So yes, that has been modelled. And as Ube mentioned, the engine wobble and a few other effects that were kind of becoming visible there as well.
The wing looks so small. It's because they've zoomed in the camera.
People are complaining about that spinner. I think that's just frame gen. That's not that obviously it's as smooth as it can be, but I think I'm not familiar with frame gen, but it does cause some issues like that. Cool. I think we can move on. And like I said, if you're not happy, give your feedback in a nice way on Discord. And we'll get it done. But let's work together on this rather than making it a reductive process, is my view. And hopefully everyone can agree.
Yeah, sounds good. I think we should move on to the CPDLC and mailbox items now.
Yeah, absolutely. Now the CPDLC integration into the 350 is kind of fascinating because if you think back to older generation aircraft like the 320 and 330, CPDLC didn't exist. So the 380 and 350 were the first Airbuses where they could actually integrate it into the plane as a core element of it. And you can tell that from the design. So you can see with the video looping in the background as I'm talking, you see when you transfer to mailbox, it automatically moves your cursor up here, click send, and it's going to send it straight to the client.
Oh yeah,
so
I know you will, Rev.
A separate screen, but you will need to move your cursor around, which we will talk about later. And all your messages will come through here, integrated straight into the aircraft. So there's no separate display. If you want to go into all the options, you're on this ATC com page here, and you can connect to either IVAO or VATSIM as the select there, and it shows you the online stations. And here you can see you can get the digital ATIS, and you can expand it into the full view, just like they have in the real aircraft, because they actually don't tend to print much, if anything, in the 350, because it is truly a paperless flight deck, because everything is built in, and we can. Through the Hoppy integration, you can ask for pushback, speed, weather, things like this. That's all built in and has been checked to be working well with the current clients that are on the network.
Nice.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the time we come here, we take the glory. Our coding team, Dennis, Andrew, Alessandro, like a lot of them, our testing team, and you end up dealing with customers. But there's a whole community team that you won't engage with on a day-to-day basis. And there's an individual called Rich. He's really fantastic, and he's going through and making these really in-depth FAQs. And it will be on our forum, and that really take you step by step on these, because you know, it can be an overwhelming plane, right? You know, people won't know where a lot of these things are. And if you want, you know, there'll be a video tutorial that we'll create, hopefully from this video and smaller videos in the future. But if you like a written format of some of these things, we're going to be writing it all down, of course, in the manual too, but in a more quick reference guide. And you can find these on our forum. And hopefully that will help a lot of you out if you want to use some of these features.
It's nice they've got those guides there.
No, absolutely. That's the thing. It will take a little bit of time to get used to because it is not what you are used to. But once you're used to it, you'll realize it's all integrated. It all makes sense. It has its dedicated button on the KCCU for the ATC com page. You get your ATCs through there. I do actually want to mention one thing because I know it's something that will come up. You do need to have your call sign in to obviously get things off the network. So if you don't have your flight number in, you won't be able to retrieve the ATCs and things like that. So make sure that's in there because it all comes via Hoppy.
But that will be the guide as well.
And of course, and
a Hoppy login. Yeah, that as well. Yeah, that, primarily that. Yeah, and I will actually tell.
Hopefully, you can copy and paste.
You know, last week I accidentally leaked my Hoppy logon. I was sitting on stand. And I had 3 requests from controllers asking if I was logging on. So someone in the chat did indeed take my login and try and log in with stuff. So thanks very much for that.
Okay, cool. So that wraps up some of the in-depth core features that we have. We're now going to move to the live streaming session.
Yay!
That Cameron will be leading. You know, if we haven't answered your question thus far,
we get a
please repost it because our community team is keeping a record of it, and we'll post it in the FAQ about it.
I've loved what they've done with this
next week. Showing the video. Cameron, we'll hand over to you and for the live streaming.
Yay! Right, is this Discord streamed again?
You now join us for the
I'm going to move myself.
Section. We're actually sitting here in Ibiza. We're imagining that we've sort of brought the aircraft in and we're going to be doing a quick circuit here today, but we're going to primarily be looking at some of the cool extra features that we didn't look at beforehand and a lot of the visuals that we went through before. Now the aircraft is already set up, ready to go, and we're going to jump onto the outside, take a quick little extra look at those extra things that we didn't get a chance to last time. So let's go on the outside.
Ibiza. It's the British way of saying Ibiza.
Here we are on the outside. Now, we already talked about the APU start sound, so actually let's fire up the APU master switch and turn the master on. And if I run to the back, you can hear this in real time, just to show you that those sounds are not hand-picked. And you can sort of hear this APU starting up with the igniters. And we'll just wait for that to run through.
Oh my god. The fact this is just...
So there we go, APU is starting up now, and we're going to move forward to the front of the belly of the aircraft and have a look around. So, as we touched on last time, there is an awful lot of hatches and things underneath the aircraft. So let's start opening them all up. So here, I'm trying to read it now, it looks like it's going to be the ground air conditioning. Let's move forward a little bit here. And what we've spawned in here now, if you can see, we have the full ground air. So this is now actually connecting up to the aircraft without the APU bleed on, and we'll cool the aircraft itself.
Walk-arounds are going to be needed every flight.
This is a bit of a cool party trick.
Didn't have to,
this one connects up, and we've also got the high pressure air, so if we wanted to do an air start, we can use that one as well.
That's crazy.
And here would be the gear release. Now, gear release is interesting. So in the 900, this is actually 2 mechanical handles that you'll grab and pull to drop the gear doors. But in the 1000, it's actually an electromechanical system that you can see now. So if I click here, click these to open and open,
what does that do?
The doors are going to come open, and we can try and take a look at the details that are inside.
That's cool.
EMA. Now, I think it speaks for itself. The amount of detail that we've gone to here is sort of through the chart, off the
I didn't even know you could do that on a plane.
Hydraulic piping, lining, springs, down locks, all this sort of stuff. And you can see here we're in the 1000 today. So we've got the triple bogey gear, and let me just get super close.
Look at the detail on the rubber.
Look at the detail on the braiding. I mean, that literally just looks like a braided cable in front of you.
Bruh.
As we touched on, these are the brake wear indicators. They will be dynamic. They will work. You will need to replace them, and we will go through.
Yeah, I definitely will
in just a moment. These are the brake fans. Now, as we talked about before, you can toggle these brake fans on and off, so you can actually have a different hub, a different thing, and the button will remove from the flight deck entirely.
I think we need a new fresh set of tyres every flight.
A little bit more worn than it was before. Now, this is because of the weathering system. So we've got the aircraft set to kind of a pretty worn, weathered case. Now, while you look at the back of the aircraft, see how the rivet heads are kind of quite long spacing between them and not too many. That's because this whole rear part of the aircraft is that composite construction we talked about before, and this forward part here is the aluminium, and you can actually see that the rivets have started to sort of show their heads and the paint's coming off, and this is an aircraft that's getting pretty close to needing actually to be repainted. We've got the GPU all connected up here. We're going to take a look at the nose gear light. As we said as well, this is the two types.
Yeah, probably aviation.
And you can actually see that's actually 3D. That's not just a texture under there. That's a physical light underneath that can be changed as well.
Didn't even know that.
Let's move over to the engines now.
Variants of that.
Speaking of maintenance, there are some things that you're going to need to do on the 350 before you do your flights. Of course, it can all be done through the EFB. You can actually click on the cowling. We can open the cowling up and start to take a look at the engine. Now this is that XWB extra wide body.
I remember this screenshot,
series, which is huge. Think about it. This is my head height here, and this is an absolutely enormous engine.
I'll be able to fit underneath it, but
why have we got these steps here? Well, we have
can you go up them?
We can actually climb the steps, and we can read the oil. So this is the oil level in the aircraft, and this is the amount of quarts of oil that need to be added. So this will go down. So as you use the aircraft, it uses about 0.5 quarts per hour. So quite a lot actually, and it only holds about 20 quarts. If you do a long haul, you're going to need to refill it. That's why every evening you'll see maintenance staff and things like that filling aircraft with oil.
So if we do a long haul back to back, we need to remember to put the oil in.
We've got someone doing a service on the FADEC. This is the FADEC in the EEC for the engine. And if you want to get rid of it, you just simply click on it, and you can actually see the cowling latch closed at the bottom there. And we have the drain mast that's shown as well. We pretty much went over the rest of the exterior of the aircraft, along with these sort of slightly bulging tyres. See how they're kind of deforming under the weight of the aircraft, which is, I love it. You know, it will change as well. The heavier the aircraft, the more that the wheels will slightly depress and bow out. Obviously, it wouldn't be a good idea to take off like this.
So if the plane's heavier,
close the hatches as well.
It will
make sure that we've got everything.
The tyres will bow more if the plane's got more weight in it.
Back into
Is that what he just said?
So now we're in the flight deck again. We're not going to focus on the flight deck for the moment. We're actually going to go and check out the cabin. Now, you've already seen a little bit of a preview of it, but let's move through in real time. So coming through to the cabin door, actually a cool little feature here. See how I can open the cabin door? There's actually a deadlock, which will actually lock out the cabin door from being able to be opened.
Door
on
lock.
the right and the left, you've got the toilet on the right and the crew rest on the left, but we're going to come back to that in just a second because I want to show off some of the details of this cabin.
Are we getting a
Just look at this.
This toilet?
Is kind of pretty much insane. You know, we can read serial numbers, we can read latches, we can read expiry dates. You can even figure out that whole symbol system that we were on about with the exterior where they don't want to write words anymore.
What have they
Look
not
outside if there's
done?
fire. Don't open the door. Open the handle there, and the slide will come out. So you can kind of figure out what's going on here. Cabin pressure light. This actually shows you if you have excessive residual cabin pressure when you're trying to open the door, and you can see they're locked and ready and closed. So here we go. I'm going to turn around. Just go behind the curtain on the right here. Squinting through the curtain.
Here?
We actually have the FAP, the Flight Attendant Panel. Now, what does this do? Well, actually, the Flight Attendant Panel is what the senior cabin crew member will be using to interact with the systems of the aircraft from their side. And there's a few really cool things that you can do from this. So, cabin status, this is just showing us doors, so you can actually open and close the doors from this page, which is, of course, in the real aircraft, it's showing you is the door open, is the door closed, but you can we've actually made it so that you can like open and close the doors from in here. So it's another way to interact with the aircraft, which is pretty cool. Lighting, this would turn on the night lighting, the main lighting on, and the zones, which is what we saw in the videos earlier. Personally, my favorite is the temperature control. Now, what this is going to require us is, can you see that the temperature is following what's written in the purser? So you can actually increase the temperature here, and it will increase it in the cabin in the zones that you want. But if you go into the flight deck and override it, you can actually override the temperature control that's from the flight attendant panel here. So that's all modeled and works.
Toast our passengers.
So you can actually see the aircraft slowly starting to heat up. Here's where you're opening the doors. So this is where I'd be
just left at 29 degrees.
Okay. And you can see it would trigger and open those doors.
I want to get off that
Water
plane.
and waste.
To be fair, it's
Ibiza.
cool.
So this is actually based on how many passengers that you have loaded and how much water is used and how much waste is created based on real data. So if you do a 13, 14-hour flight, you're going to need to refill the water when you land. Of course, if you don't do it, nothing's really going to happen.
That's insane.
That you want to check.
They've gone to that level,
and you can actually go through it.
Okay.
The more weight you have in the aircraft, the more passengers, the quicker this goes down. If you do a ferry flight, where you're basically empty, it won't go down because no one's using the water. But I really do like the flight.
There's going to be so much to remember.
In the rear of the aircraft, which is also simulated.
Chat, we need to do a better long haul back to back for this reason.
More details. There's so much. Actually, why don't we, while we're here, just go over
yeah,
the
Tom,
crew rest
probably,
area
mate.
before we
I
move
don't know.
all the way to the back. So this
Toilet!
is the dedicated crew rest area.
Oh, it's cabin rest.
So yeah, just a couple of questions we should pick up. Before we move
yeah, go for it.
So the FAP, there's a lot of things that people are saying, cabin crew simulator, haha, lol,
Crew
whatever.
rest.
You can do all of this from the EFB if you wish. You don't have to come and use the
No,
FAP if you don't want to. Yeah, and I think, and I think that's this is really if people want to come and use it. I think it was one of the feature requests people had, and that's why we implemented it. But everything can be done from the EFB.
Absolutely, everything can be done from the EFB. You don't have to use this, but you have to start to say to yourself, this is a real thing on the real plane, and this is something that, if you were flying the plane as a captain or a first officer, you have to be aware that you need enough water, you need enough waste. These things seem trivial, but these are actually the things that cause most of the problems throughout the day. And that's why we want to put this in here. It's kind of a basis.
It's crazy, mate.
This is a living, breathing aircraft that you can go through and interact with. And if you don't,
I'll be back in 5 seconds.
Don't. You don't even have to fly with a cabin on, and then it'll all be gone. So if it's not for you, it's not for you. If it is for you, there it is, and you can go through it in flight, turn the lights on, adjust the temperatures just as you want. Any other questions before I move through?
No, and I just think I say no, but there is one. There's one about GSX and GSX integration. There is full GSX progressive loading, so that full GSX integration that we had, and it will progressively load passengers, fuel, cargo, and those things. That it should just work out of the box when you see it. Our testers are using it and they're having a great time.
Absolutely, yeah. It's going to be it's integrated as we showed before, but with even more details with the progressive loading, which is great. So I really like this crew rest area. So this is where the forward crew rest area. So you've got the 2 bunks up here. It's the smaller of the 2. Now, if I just spin the camera around, you can start to see there's a seat around here, and the level of detail. You've got an interphone, things like this. Now, there is actually a little bit of interesting trivia. You see this hatch here. Now, if I move forward with this hatch, you might say, well, where does this hatch go? It actually goes straight into the flight deck. And that's for, in case of an emergency evacuation, you boot the panel out and you can go into the flight deck or vice versa. It. But actually, the funny bit of trivia of it is this panel got worn out on quite a few 350s when they got launched, and Airbus couldn't figure out why, because it should be only used in emergency. They kept transferring food from the crew rest area to the flight deck.
Cheers, mate.
And Airbus were like, yeah, can you stop doing that? It should only be used in emergencies. So they've stopped doing that now. So now we're going to move into the main area. This is sort of the business area with our config in the daylight. So here you can see, I think it just looks... it looks like a real plane. It looks fantastic, Let's just pick a random seat and go up close to this detail.
Airline livery
like these detail maps and quality that we're on about. This is a seat.
It's a 1K texture.
This is unparalleled for even a flight deck, in terms of like what we would have seen, 5-10 years ago. And this is in the cabin of the aircraft.
I want to know his FPS. It looks so smooth.
You can see where you get that extra wide body name. This aircraft is incredibly wide with pretty good sizes for the rows as well.
There's a few questions in chat about kind of performance and that which everyone's worried about. But the reason it's the cabin's in 2024 only is because we're taking full advantage of the modular setup here. So all the seats are actually lodded as you move through.
2020 will not have a cabin.
It'll dump the bits that you don't need as you're looking at it.
Doesn't affect me.
Same with the texture maps and stuff. We've done a lot of work keeping the texture quality high up close, but
I could be wrong with that.
Not needing it when you're further distance away with the LODs. And also we did a lot of work over the last couple of weeks about node count. And that's basically for those that are CPU limited, where you get the stutters. I've seen a few questions about how many stutters will there be. From recent tests, we've pretty much got it down to 0. There's no stutters at all with all the amount of detail we've got, because the CPU is being unloaded when it's not needed. And same with general FPS.
The cabin's cool, but it's not everyone's cup of tea.
Absolutely. And just to expand a little bit more on with the LOD system in 2024, I've got this loaded, of course,
Yeah.
and I've got the crew rest loaded, but really 3/4 of the aircraft is not loaded at the moment. And that's only possible with the new modular setup, which is really, really, that's a crucial thing that's needed for this level of detail to be able to be possible in a sim.
You missed it.
Yeah. So I'm just going to move forward into the central galley. Again, loads more details here, fairly similar, but just
look at that.
same thing throughout the whole aircraft. And then check out what these seats look like as well. So this is the sort of
Economy.
premium
I know
economy.
premium economy, yeah.
As you can see, the sort of style of it changes throughout the cabin, and we looked at the cabin configurations that we could get earlier. I'm going to jump to the rear of the aircraft now just to check out the rear crew rest area. So I'm just waiting now for those LODs to pop in. It will take us like a split second, as you saw, but that's something that we are looking to refine as well. So now I'm at the rear of the aircraft. This is the rear galley, so quite a large rear galley actually, which does make sense.
So well
You've got that
modelled.
secondary flight attendant panel if you want to adjust things and lighting like that. And this is where you would enter the crew rest area.
Is it
Up
modelled?
we go. Now this
It
crew
is
rest area,
modelled.
as you can see, is a fair bit larger.
What
You've got
the heck?
3 up here. Also, nice little bit of in-flight entertainment.
I didn't see the one at the
for
front,
crew who are
but-
resting. And step downs
Oh
on either
my
side with a bit
God.
of storage, and another 3 this side, 2 that side. So it really is quite
It's
a large crew
massive.
rest, even by anyone's standards. And you can see that we can go down and out here.
That's actually crazy.
Any other area you would like to highlight in this crew rest area, Bait? Because I know it's a pretty cool area, right?
I mean, I'll be able to
No,
starfish.
I think it's great. I think a massive shout out to the cabins team, Stefan, Tejas, Dimitri, Harsh. A lot
enough
of
for
guys in
me.
that team that worked incredibly hard.
Literally aviation.
Cash, Igor, Max, Dimitri,
Hello, Lisa.
Milos, Max. There's a lot of people that worked on the art of this plane. There are a lot of detail elements. I think it goes beyond what a normal plane is. And there are a lot of details that they work very, very hard on and refined and managed. It's not just about creating; it's about creating these details efficiently.
Bogan, you can turn it
correctly.
off.
We've learned a lot of lessons about how to try and build these things in the right
If you
way.
wanted.
And we're not going to make
Plateau,
everyone
mate,
happy,
no
as
idea.
can be seen from the chat. But we hopefully, trying to please the majority here. And I think that I'm very proud of what the team has achieved, and I think you'll really enjoy it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I could see people asking for toilets. Of course they're there. Of course they're all there.
Can you flush it?
We've gone through all of them, but yeah,
No, don't
as
just
you touched
tease
on
it.
there, this might not be important for some people,
Look
but for other
good,
people
though.
it is. So if you want to use it, go ahead and
Yeah,
use
I
it.
can purchase
If
it
you
now.
don't want to use it, you can fly a version of the aircraft with absolutely no cabin in. So brilliant. You have your choice.
Take
But
notes.
That's how I would look at it. I think that's about it for the cabin, unless you can think of anything
Oscar,
else that we want
your
to go over.
decision.
No,
I'm seeing
I think-
a lot of requests for flushable toilets. I think we're going to have to add that eventually.
No, I guess we don't want to sell the plane anymore, so there will be no flushing.
No,
of the toilet.
it's going to be delayed. right? It'll
Cancel
be
the
2 months
release.
delayed.
Cancel it.
Yeah, that's it. Cancel this, guys. We need flushable toilets,
Not
Yeah, we
happy.
need different flushes and different recordings, so it's going to take a long time.
Different
You know
flushes
what
and
this is
different
caused now? Tom won't
recordings.
focus on actual bugs now. He'll say
No.
tomorrow the first thing he'll do is I need to put the flush sound in because everybody's asking for the flush sound.
Yeah, his YouTube search history is going to be a bit questionable tomorrow.
There you go. Your mandate is 3,000 people for the flush sound.
Could you
Yeah,
imagine
exactly.
the YouTube history? Oh, that's
Right,
brilliant.
so as I said, we're sitting here on Ibiza and we're going to basically get into sort of listening to some of these engine sounds because we're ready to go. I'm just going to actually set the correct barometric
Oh, he's
pressure
getting the engine
and set up our
started.
initial cruise
Where are we
altitude, which is
flying?
6,000 feet. We went through this before. I had to set up the aircraft, so go look back at the original stream 1 if you want to see a full setup and detailed tour of that. But basically, we should be ready to go if I do the reverse of what I nearly did last time and actually get rid of the
I
external
can't make it any
powers.
louder, Finn.
And I'm going to get rid of it off the EFB. So on the ground, I can get rid of this. I'm going to make sure that I didn't leave any
Yeah,
of the hatches
cheers,
and
Murph.
things open like that. And I'm going to go on to the maintenance page that we're going to look
These
at in a
pages are
moment
just
when we're
so
in flight,
cool.
just to check that all the quantities and everything are good, which they look good.
That's how you
So
fill up the
let's
engines with the
get
oil then.
Going.
That makes sense.
Engine start is, of course,
Oh my god, the
very similar
Navigraph
to all the other
integration.
Airbuses. APU bleed comes on, make sure that the beacon's on. I don't have Pablo here today to save me. So beacon is on and the engine mode selector to ignition start.
Here we
You
go,
can actually
wing
hear
view.
the bleed sound coming through. And
You'll probably do it in the
tipping away
cockpit.
Again,
Right, I'm shutting up.
because of the loss of the bleed valve. Starting number 1, and I'm just going to give it a second just before it starts to spool up. So there it goes. So now you'll start to see
Yes.
the actual starter engage, it starts to open up. Not too much that you can hear at this point because it's basically just a load of air spinning the aircraft up, and I am going to be quiet now, so I'll let you listen.
Good idea. Oh my god, the engine wobbles as well. It's enough for me.
And there we go. Now I'm going to go back to the flight deck now. I just want to. I can see a few people talking about, you know, what's going on with the engine wobble, things like that. Well, that's actually one of those things that you might not think that is realistic, but what you've got is you've got effectively an enormous spinning disc that's spinning around huge mass, and you will feel the aircraft slightly wobble. That's because the engines are wobbling on their pylons as they're starting. Now, when they start to spin up to a few thousand RPM, then boom, the engine will start to actually stabilize and you won't get that wobbling. It's all dynamic based on load and also during the start, so it's not just a one thing. It's a dynamic thing based on a lot of things. So let's start engine number 2 now.
I can't imagine this would sound, because you've already got one engine running.
I'm going to show you here, like, see the N1 is not spinning straight away. Then it will engage, which is realistic. So then we come here and we can start to see the N1 stage spinning. I'll be quiet again so you can listen.
I like that wing view. Not 10 kilo though. It's a winner. Yeah, I have Gatwick.
And there we go. Now you can see that the engine's stabilized, so it's no longer wobbling because it's spinning at a few thousand RPM. I saw a few people saying, "Oh, it looks too quick on the spool up." It's spinning pretty quick. This is at around 1,000 RPM now.
These are modern engines.
Spin up, it's still going 500-600 RPM immediately, and also I have frame gen on, so it might look a little bit strange, but that's, you know, that's where we're at with that. Now let's take a listen to some of these sounds spooling the engines up. We've called ATC, we've checked that the taxiway is behind us, so we're clear to go up to full power if we need, and we've got the parking brakes set. So here we go, power's coming up. And back to up. And now I'm going to do it from the other side again, but what we're going to do this time is a little bit of a difference.
No words.
You might have noticed that there wasn't too many effects that went on there, so we're going to change the weather. We're actually going to change it from live weather, we're going to change it to rain. So now there's quite a lot of moisture around.
Humid.
So what is that going to change with the aircraft? Well, if I bring the N1
we don't need parallel 42 anymore.
I need to get the N1 in the right range. There it is. So I've got it in the sweet spot, and I can go idle again. You can see how that's in a dynamic effect based on the weather that's around us. And I'll be quiet.
Very
now and
nice.
do a full spool up again.
Cheers, Secret.
I kind of stopped a little bit early because I don't know if you saw that, but the aircraft started to skid because we're on a wet surface now and it can't be held with parking brakes and towing, which is actually realistic.
That's funny.
Yeah, so let's go back
Parking
to real weather,
brakes
but I
couldn't
sort of
hold
cut
the
that a little bit
plane.
short. So back to live weather, and you can see that the
David, I'll take another one.
Anymore. So
cheers, mate. I'll play all these alerts at the end. As long as I haven't been charged twice.
Cameron, people are asking about whether the flight model is affected by takeoff weight with ground taxi speeds and stuff like that. Well, that's kind of evidence of it there. You get nose wheel skidding, as Cameron mentioned in a previous stream, and it is affected by the overall aircraft mass as well. So you get that feel of a real heavy aircraft if you're up in the higher maximum takeoff weights, which is
nice.
Yeah, it's all dynamic, all based on that, and
I'm so
really,
gassed.
You can feel the sort of weight of the aircraft to see how it skids. So,
oh, he's doing a. Is he doing? Wait, I wonder. I don't know where he's off.
We're taking off from runway 24 from Ibiza, and this is the premium Ibiza, which is available for 2024.
Hashtag sellout. No, I'm
going to take a right turn out, a little bit of a tight airport.
Very good scenery.
So here we go. Turn it to the right. Maybe should have turned a little bit later, but that's because I'm used to
use
narrow
that
bodies.
I just want to add, you know, there's a lot of trolls in the chat, which we're ignoring, but I think for just to add to a lot of people, and we're going to clarify a lot of the questions that you have about what's going on, what version next week. But I just want to mention something. The price will we've revealed at the end of the stream, and you've got to remember that, you know, we are in a weird time in Flight Sim where we are in between Flight Sim 2020 and Flight Sim 2024.
Yo.
And there's a lot of you that like Flight Sim 2020, and there's a lot of you that like Flight Sim 2024. But your purchase will have both, so you will have the ability to enjoy both.
That's good.
Both versions of the plane in both sims. What your preferred sim is today may not be your preferred sim in 3 months or 6 months. So we've tried to come up with a solution and option that really works for the majority.
It's fair.
And you know that, you know, we've got another update coming up. You know, got the ULR variant. A lot of the things that you guys are mentioning, such as HCF and the HUD already in production, Bora, they're all going to be implemented in that. But I think we've just got to be careful about alienating each other, because, you know, a lot of us like 2020, a lot of us like 2024. Personally, I love the dev team and testing team like 2024. You know, that's our preferred sim. But for some of our team, like Dennis and some of the other guys, they like 2020.
Not mentioning any
within
names,
our own team,
but
there
Dennis.
is a difference in preferential use at the moment. So I think
poor Dennis.
The best option for everyone is for both, but of course, you know, we won't be able to get every single feature across both. And I think people just need to remember that you have both at the end of the day. You're not forced to buy each one.
It's all Dennis's fault.
And you know, it's priced in a way that's acceptable. And I think once you guys see the price, you'll understand our perspective. But I just want to add that, because I think there's a lot of chatter in the stream, and we're not going to address it now because we're here to show features, and that's more of a next week conversation. But I just wanted to add that.
No, absolutely. You know, like you said, we're trying to showcase the product in its best light, and I personally find the best version of the product is in 2024, and that's probably always going to be the case. But that's because of the new technology that's enabled. It's not because we don't love both sims. We just can do more with this sim, and we're doing as much as we can. Basically, I think you can see we're pushing it as far as possible.
Who is this AV person?
So shortly we're going to be starting the takeoff. We're going to be doing a toga takeoff array. And I'll be quiet.
Who you are. Right, I'm shutting up.
And it's going to be fairly quick, right? The rotation's going to be fairly sharp because we're pretty light. We're only 100, well, I say pretty light, it's all dependent, right? We're 190 tons, which for a 350 is pretty light, and toga would definitely not be needed. So the rotation's going to be quite sharp, quite quick. Up we go.
Flap
and
sounds.
Then we'll do a pilot in.
Has he put his flaps down? I don't think he's put his flaps down.
And we're ready to go.
Hang on, Rev.
Charts on here are ready. Let's do a proper lineup first. And I can see people saying, are you going to do the checklist? It's fine. I know them from the top of my head. So no, I'm not going to do the checklist, but they are all in there and they do all work. So let's get lined up and set everything for takeoff, because we haven't done the after start flow yet because we wanted to get on our way. So flaps are set, spoilers are armed. This is active. Yeah, flaps are out. They're setting now. So we've got the flaps 1+F here. I'm just going to wait for that, then we'll get the memo and I'll do that. Lights are on. We need the landing lights, wing lights, nose to taxi. Everything else is set, and that's good. So now if we do a takeoff config test.
We didn't even hear the flaps on the wing view. I'm disappointed.
Yeah, actually, that's an interesting one to talk about. So if you pressed it, it brought it up. You need to hold it for a few seconds. I saw someone saying on a few product releases it's broken. No, it does actually take a second or two. So
They were there
ready.
in the back, weren't they? The flap sounds, yeah. They're just quiet. Here we go.
V1.
high. They sound so good.
Climb.
He's in the air. Mate, this is never... I'm never getting bored of this plane.
Actually put it in the climb, give it help. There we go, and now we're in thrust derate climb. So, first thing we're going to sort of show off in terms of some of the systems that we've got left. See, we're aiming for 210 knots now because we've got the speed constraint here. Echo's going to pitch down and kind of get back to that speed in just a second.
I presume we're doing a circuit looking at this RMP
push
here.
itself to go into the green margin, and then it will actually remove the flaps. So this is where you see an auto flap retract. Like on the 320 and 330, it just drives itself into the red bar, which actually looks pretty weird, to be honest. So that's why Airbus changed it. The green mark means this is where you're going to go into it and it's going to take off.
Makes sense.
So that's going to happen in just a second, but we can leave everything else done. We're going up to flight level 60, well, altitude 6,000 feet in this case with the transition altitude, and we're going to stay there. So here we go, 210 knots. We can see the VSD is showing this as well, that we're going to level off, which makes sense.
I think he's showing BTV actually. I think brake to vacate was shown in the last stream.
Just a moment.
Can't remember.
1,000 feet to go now, which is good.
It looks like we're doing a circuit, it won't be.
And you can hear that noise of that derated engine.
You're taking
very,
notes,
very different.
mental notes, yeah.
Speed out cruise. Power staying on.
Hang on.
This is increasing. There does the auto flap retract. Flaps are going in, but notice you can't hear the sounds of it in the flight deck. That's because that famous noise from over the wing is from the slat. So now if I remove the slats up, you hear it? That's because the slats are coming in. So that's actually only with the slats. So change that, turn the lights off, and there we go. So now we're going to jump to some wing views here. And we're just kind of sitting level. You can hear the slats coming in now, and on the other side as well.
Very quietly.
And over the wing, you hear how that sort of sound is characteristically quite a bit quieter. Now that's because, as we said, we're behind the wing of that XWB engine, and that is realistic, and that's how we're going to mix it based on
his wing views are so zoomed in.
Pilots. So let us just quickly go back to the flight deck.
So zoomed in.
Right, so we have a little few things to talk about before we come back on our approach. So we are actually going to be flying an SLS approach. So that stands for Satellite Landing System Approach. It's actually not been shown in Microsoft Flight Sim before, and it's probably going to become one of the most important approaches that's going to be used in the world, basically. The 350 and 380 use a concept called the XLS concept. So X being ILS, SLS, FLS. And that's why you use the LS button to view it, and it's very, very cool. So let's talk about it for a split second.
Yeah,
so we can see we've got SLS written at the bottom, we've got a channel number written here, and we've got a distance.
Something landing
what does this all
system.
Why do we care?
Oh look, it's that thing in the bottom left that I only worked out existed yesterday.
And if it has EGNOS with a channel number written here, that means that the aircraft can fly it as an SLS. Now, what does that mean?
Notes.
What it actually does is the 350
satellite landing.
This
you did tell
us.
Proves it
Into an ILS, which is pretty amazing, right? It actually takes this, turns it into an ILS, and it will give you exactly the same displays. A glide, a localizer, the channel number here. Now, you might say that's similar to FLS, which is also modeled, but that's actually fairly different, because that's based on the path that's coming from the ground up. This one is not affected by, your baro setting, and it's also, you use both autopilots, you get land, you get flare, you get rollout, all that stuff, just like you would an ILS, which is really cool.
Okay.
As mentioned, you need to make sure you've got an EGNOS channel in here, and then you can make sure that you see SLS, and you see this channel number, the Echo 24 Alpha, boom, and the distance is written here.
It matches up.
So, let us make sure that we've got that set up for the approach. So we're just going to scroll through.
Hang on,
a way that you can scroll through, of course, is using the up-down, or I just actually put my mouse over this and scroll through it, because it's kind of easier. So input, then we go to there, and for the missed approach, which is there, coming back around as well. Looking good. Now, let's talk a little bit about BTV. Now you might say, how come your screen is blank? Well, and how come my cursor's not there? Let's take a little bit of a discussion. LEIB, so Ibiza where we are now, is actually not in the real world airport navigation database, so it's not in the sim as well. Now this would be the exact same scenario as if you didn't have a Navigraph subscription, but we can still use BTV to an extent. And how are we going to do this? Now, remember last time we talked about how these cursors are locked within each screen? Actually, what you can do is, if you don't want to use the functions that we have here to move around, you can just click on the screen and it will move the cursor.
Oh,
so
that's
cool.
It to
the mailbox.
Yeah, that's me being lazy. I like that.
You can do that. I think that's a good compromise between the two.
Yeah.
Airport select, we're going to go LEIB.
It's Kenko proof now.
Airport loading map, not in the database. Fair enough. So we're going to do it manually. Landing, we're going to say it's dry, and the distance to exit. So now how do we figure this out?
Should that have happened?
Let's take a look at these charts here.
Don't know.
So the ground chart here, we want to exit by Echo 8.
Oh.
So that's 2415 meters.
Didn't you listen?
So if I type in...
I was messaging Poof.
2415.
It should have happened.
There, the aircraft will now allow me to arm BTV, and it will take that distance to decelerate to. So there's no exit that we're selecting, there's no map, but this will function without a Navigraph subscription. And actually, in this case, it would always and only function like this.
And Cameron,
so yes,
sorry to interrupt you. So I think you explained this to me before the stream, right? So this option is great for those who don't have Navigraph, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because you can't use Navigraph with the ground
so
maps. That makes sense.
If you don't have Navigraph, you can still use BTV. Is that correct?
That's absolutely right. And actually, in the scenario that I'm showing you now, I'm using the Lido charts that are built in with 2024 only, where I got the distance from.
I wanted
you don't
to
need
use
a Navigraph subscription for this. You can put that distance that I just put into the BTV system, which you don't need the subscription for because there is no map, and you can do that at any airport if you so wish. It's another way to do it, but fair enough. So we are inbound to Lampu, so we're going to shortly start our descent.
I'll give them a go.
We're pretty much set up, but let's actually just get some weather. Now we're going to get the weather by the ATC com page, as we were talking about earlier. So we're going to go on Digital ATIS, and we're going to go send request. Sending the request, it should come through with all of them because they're actually a departure, arrival, and also the alternate. So you can see it's variable at 2 knots, and I'm going to move the camera across, come here, and we're going to set that in the approach page. Wind, let's say a worst case scenario, so that's probably a tailwind. So 060.
Yeah, that's true as well, Tom. I hardly use charts, so
like 060.
So true.
At 5 knots. Outside air temperature, what is it? 13 degrees. It's looking good.
It's very similar to the 380 if you guys have flown the 380 before.
And the minima is 770. 770 for this approach. And we're going to do a config full. So there we go. Done.
Nice. That enter button's going to come in.
Were there any questions from the chat at the moment we can go over just before we start our descent?
Yeah, I think a lot of people, asking questions about Navigraph. So Navigraph
cold in Ibiza.
is, you need it for the ANF, which is the onboard map that we showed last week. But you, as Cameron just showed you, can use BTV via that system, or you can use it without, like what we showed here today. Wipers are work in progress, and a lot of people want to see wipers. Wipers aren't quite there yet. They'll be ready for release though, so don't worry about that.
Wipers will be ready for release.
But they will be working fine. Not sure why people are wondering about Navigraph when this plane is literally for any aircraft. I mean, I think, not to be on the spot, Mike and Cameron, and maybe Dennis, if you're listening, you can let us know. GLS, FLS, SLS, they've all been modeled, they've all been used, but I think GLS data only sits in Navigraph and only 2024.
Toilets added, yeah, they've added a toilet, Charlie.
Navigraph
they've shown it
only,
earlier.
but it should be available in 2020 as well.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah. I'm also seeing a lot of questions about the taxi camera as well. Spamming chat, thank you. It's not in currently, but it is in the plans. We're actually waiting on Asobo to implement a new view system, which
if you're coming in from the Jamie raid, don't spam Jamie raid. They're permanently banning you.
It gives us a lot more flexibility to give a much more realistic taxi camera view. So we're holding out for that currently, but it will be in a future update as and when it becomes available in 2024 only, probably.
Yeah, absolutely. As we talked about in the last stream as well, if you want a bit more of an explanation of how we're integrating the Navigraph data, what is the difference between Sim Default and Navigraph, there's an explanation in that Stream 1 recap video that's available where I tried to explain it best
I like that
could
this
with
thing
the minimum
here.
amount of technical detail.
I don't know if that
but,
works in the 380.
It goes over there for some of the benefits, some of why we've done both ways.
Works in the Dreamliner.
Anything else before we start the descent? Because I know I'll keep talking probably then.
They haven't shown cabin announcements.
There's another one about MELs as well. So
I'll
we
play
actually
them
had a
all at the end.
dedicated team
Thank you so
pretty much doing the
much.
whole ECAM system on this, which is, as you can see from some of the situations, demonstrated a hugely complex
Isn't there
task.
different
There's,
cabin layouts?
A good 200 or 300
they mention
ECAMs individually modelled on there now with different situations and
yes,
failures,
okay.
which you could trigger from the
But they haven't
OS.
shown. They've only shown one variant of it.
MEL is basically a subsection of that you can then put in with various checklists. So that won't be in for release, but we are working on it along with a few other systems on the ECAM side to tidy up.
Oh my god, it's all going on. Future gas as
Yeah,
well.
absolutely. And what I'm going to do
Thank
now, just
you.
before we start our descent down to show it off, is I'm going to change it to night now. It may make the aircraft jump around a little bit, so give it a second. But we're going to come to the night time now. So now I'm going to release it. Yeah, there we go. It's absolutely fine. So first of all,
I love the way the
stay
screens
really quite
work.
bright, so I can adjust them down in just a second. But let's get some of this flood lighting going on. The dome light is actually incremental, so I'm going to leave it off. But I think you can see it looks. I mean.
Imagine like a landing a long haul.
You know, with the CRT
Cathay
effect. Now,
Pacific,
this is
Hong
not,
Kong
sorry, CRT, that's the wrong
International.
way. LCD effect.
With
this is
this.
actually a mesh that's built into the screen to give that. It's no longer a texture. It's a physical mesh that's lit up and gone down.
Even like a London Heathrow landing
so it
or
really
something.
is kind of something that we've really spent a long time
Yeah,
on.
that's true.
Now let's
Actually,
make sure
to be
we
fair.
put the dome light up so you can sort of see
Realistic.
what it looks like with the dome light on bright. You get the dome light, you get the spill around the cockpit, and yeah, it's yeah.
Before we get busy, Cameron, do you mind showing the outside on the over wing of the night lighting?
So
the wing with the wing
sorry.
lights.
The wing view showing the beacon and the strobe maybe.
Oh yeah. So give it a second, it's just loading in. So you can see here you've got the lights flashing off. It's fairly a little bit darker, so I'm going to jump to the front wing view as well.
I like the way you
just
see the
so we can
beacon
see
as
some of
well.
that.
Most planes do
And
that.
here you go,
to be
you
fair.
can sort of see everything flashing off. It's all dynamic. You can see it's reflecting off the shark, it's reflecting off the wingtip and everything like that. So yeah, I love it. You know.
It's difficult to see because it's dark, but yeah.
Just bring it back to the cockpit again.
I guess it's just because it's.
And I'm just going to start my descent down now.
Are we landing at night then?
Down
I
to
guess
an
so.
altitude of 2,000 feet. Zoom in a little bit actually. Oh, we'll wait till we're pretty close to top descent before I do that.
I think it's because it hasn't got a
Everything's
livery,
ready.
Fernando.
Going down, going down.
Is it flashing through the engine? I didn't see that.
There we go. So
It's not
Des,
final.
Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is descent guidance on the VNAV for the 350. It is a little bit different. Now, do you see this little symbol that's just come up here? And also you get a good view of the screen.
This is the SLS.
This is called latched descent guidance. Now, latched descent guidance is only
Latched.
available below flight level 100 in the A350, and what it does is the aircraft actually will just clamp onto that profile, so this vertical profile.
It's like
the
a
auto thrust
virtual
goes
rope.
into speed mode, so it won't go one knot below it, but it just prioritizes the profile. So if you've
320
got a
has
crazy
this
wind
too,
change,
apparently.
the aircraft's
That's
just going to
cool.
follow the profile down, and it will keep speeding up and speeding up and speeding up all the way to almost the maximum of the aircraft speed. So it's, as I understand it, I'm not an expert when it comes to Boeing. It's more of a
Interesting.
Boeing approach of latched
We
descent
don't. I
guidance
think
for
Cameron's
VNAV,
got a
but that's
4090,
only
but I
happening
don't
below
know.
flight level 100, right? So remember, you might see a bit of a funny transition when it goes from being, say, 1050 knots low on speed, then it latches the profile, it will add power, and then it will go down in this guidance mode. But it's still staying very, very close to idle as it goes down. Now we can see here we're going to come up to
flight sim
pyramids, and then
limitation,
we're going to
that.
come around
There you
the
go.
corner for the approach. We're staying
So
fairly on
iniBuilds can't do
profile, but I'm
anything
going to
about
actually activate the approach phase a little bit.
I really
early
need a quick
compared
wee.
to
Back in
schedule.
1 sec.
So now you can see the thrust come to idle. It's going to maintain the profile, so it's not pitching up to lose the profile anymore like it would on the older aircraft. It just maintains the profile and the speed comes back as quickly as it can. So why don't we put the slat out and we can have a little bit of a listen to that as well. Oh, sorry, I actually selected the wrong one. We'll let the speed come back a little bit more. As you can see with these screens like fully lit up, I mean, it looks like I'm in a spaceship. I know that sounds bit funny, but it's true. It really, you have so much more information available here that you've got, you know, all the charts, we've got all the things here, we've got BTV on, the aircraft's coming back, it's doing everything for us. And you've got the little VSD here showing the terrain just before we land. Make sure we put the landing lights on, and I'll leave the wing light off. Well, in fact, let's put the wing light on and go and take a look at the wing as well. So that's with the wing light on. I mean, look at that. You know, I think it looks absolutely fantastic. Yeah. That's what it looks like there from the wing light view coming up, spilling up over onto the top of the sharklet. Should stop calling it a sharklet. It's a winglet. Am I right in that, Mike? Is it a winglet or a sharklet?
It's a winglet. Yeah.
It's a winglet. Yeah. So now I'm going to arm the approach. So now you notice I put autopilot 1 and autopilot 2 in. You know, it's the descent guidance has gone down. That's just because
Shanti, cheers mate. I will play at the end.
Des is armed again. Speed's coming back, and we're going to actually get lock start. So look, remember, we are doing an RNAV approach, and I've just got lock start, and I have the glide armed. This is not an ILS. This is an RNAV approach, and I've put both autopilots in.
I'm still so confused. You guys are gonna have to teach me.
I'm having to basically just kind of, oops, help if I actually put the right descent in. Let's go flaps 2.
An SLS approach.
Speed's coming back now, and you have the same features of the
just fake ILS.
So you've still got the case of, if you're very, very fast, it will try and capture it to not overshoot, as you can see it's doing now.
It converts an RNAV into a normal ILS.
And now it should just come on and capture the glide. It will go down. See, we do have a bit of a tailwind, so as predicted,
thanks,
we'll put that in.
Cheers.
Still idle, still coming back on the power, still coming back.
Right, is he going to butter it? Should we get some landing range predictions?
Sounds? They sound a little bit more bassy because we're running them through the speakers. The ones that you heard earlier are more what you would hear in your headset. So on a 350, the actual oral call-outs will come through the pilot's headset as well as the speaker. GS Star. So now it's going to go down the approach.
Cameron, question for you while we're in the moment, because I know a lot of people will be new to them. Does SLS treat the approach as Cat 1, 2, or 3 ILS?
It's uses, you have to use, that's a good question. You have to use the minima from the chart, which is normally an LPV minima. So you have to use the LPV minima. So it's not a Cat 1, a Cat 2, or a Cat 3. It's still an RNAV LPV minima, and you can't auto land. That's actually something that Airbus have demonstrated, but isn't in real aircraft yet. But that's the future. That's where it's going. You know.
Take note.
And I'm going to put the gear down.
Sim lights don't cast shadows other than the sun, both in 2024.
And you can see here.
So it's just the engine limitation.
Sort of pulsating diamond going down. These are the landing gear control interface units. They show when they're down and locked, which is different because we actually don't have any 3 greens here.
I want the wing views. Wing view. You can still hear it.
And flap 4, which is the landing flap. And look, this is the thing is, this might seem unremarkable. That's the point. That you can fly all of these EGNOS channeled RNAV approaches as SLSs that are going to become more and more and more and more popular. They really, really are.
I know. To be fair, yeah, these are real pilots. They stay in the cockpit. Not change view every 2 seconds.
So you can actually see my stick inputs. So
there you go. Is it? Can you still see it? Yeah. Okay.
So autopilot's off, and remember we talked about the very reactive handling when we were with Pablo on the 350. So look, very small inputs give fairly large outputs.
It does feel very reactive.
The same. So small inputs give large outputs. So you really, really need to just guide this aircraft down the approach. If you're starting to manhandle it like this, you're going to get yourself into a bit of a situation.
1,000.
I don't know anybody who does that. I overreact everything.
Up the approach speed a little bit because of the tailwind.
Small movement.
Phases, because it actually goes through different phases of RA on the 350, which is fair enough.
I feel like that was a small dig.
No pressure. How many people we got watching? 2,200, probably more.
Yeah, just a few.
Here we go. Here we go. Let's hope we get it down.
Rather you than me, Cameron.
I'm getting my excuses in. I am
no pressure.
So that's my excuse. That's my excuse already out of the...
Take notes, I will.
It's still a very nice aircraft to hand fly, to be perfectly honest. But look at
one thing we noticed from the sim, and I think you commented as well, Cameron, compared to the 320, is just how easy it is to fly it as super easy,
It's
fun. Shanti, I really
should. I mentioned it last time. It's one of the... I don't know, I'm biased, I don't fly flight sims a lot, only outplanes, but it's a lot more fun to fly than maybe the 330. Just by the nature of the aircraft.
I agree. It's very reactive. Yeah.
Come on. I want to hear the reversers.
100.
Sync rate.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Okay.
Oh, I'll take that. Right, now, BTV is active.
Nice.
Now you can see that it's zoomed in on the not
The
in
idle
database,
at like
right?
25.
So now the BTV is decelerating the aircraft based on that distance that we said afterwards.
Don't
So
touch
let's
the
just
brakes,
Get rid of that, 'cause it's
as
not very
Rev would
helpful.
say.
And it should make that exit still. I'm still not going to do anything. Not going to do anything. It's not this exit. It's the next high speed 90 degree, I believe. And I'm not
Only
using
time we're going to
reversers,
see
by
a
the way,
landing like that
purpose,
good on
just to
Kenko
prove
channel.
that
Cheers,
the brake's
Rev.
doing it itself.
Cheers, mate.
That is a choice.
Appreciate that.
Here it is. Here we come. So remember, if I knock the brakes off now,
Cyber-bullying.
you get the auto brake off warning, and that's because I did it above 35 knots. So if you do it above 35 knots and you don't press the button, then you'll get it. There we go. You see, it does work fairly well, even
It's
without the
perfect.
ability to select it.
Auto brake off. So
And
yeah, I
I'm
do
just
at
gonna text
hang on,
back
let me make a
in
note.
and do my
I
flow.
do
But
at
any other
like
questions, just let me know now and
25,
I'll try
and
go
then
through.
just flare
Yeah,
it.
I think a massive
I
shout out to
guess.
Dennis and Andrew. They worked really hard on this system together, and a lot of the systems that you see on the plane. And it's great, especially for BTV. If you don't have Navigraph, you've got an option to still enjoy it, use it. And I know that was a feedback point from last week.
Go on, Dennis.
Absolutely. It's one of those things that if the real system's got it, we want to bring it in
That
there,
light was bright.
It's a cool feature, and it's yet another thing that we like to try and simulate and give people more flexibility.
We while we're texting in, can we maybe show them the landing performance calculator? Maybe not do a calculation, but just
No,
show
you're
them what
absolutely right. That is something that's you know what I'm going to do? Just come to a stop. Let's just stop on the taxiway. We're not
It's a
going
good
anywhere.
idea.
It's
It's
our
something
airport,
I
there's no one
should,
else here,
I should
so
take a
park the
page
brakes
out of
on,
his
we're
book
setting
with
our
that.
APU's coming on. So
I try
let's
and
take a look at the
multitask
landing
while
distance
moving.
performance calculator. Now this is pretty cool.
Whoa.
So you can see it says it's not in database. Remember, that's drawn from the aircraft. So if I put LEI, actually help if I type LEIB, like that.
What do you say about
Select the
flare?
runway 24.
I'm
length
not
that comes
sure.
through.
Someone
We
might
can
have
sync
got
the
it.
weather automatically.
The
Variable 2
LEDs
knots,
and they're
we
like
can
they're
compute.
really bright in
Now
real life.
this
Yeah,
is
that's
actually
fair.
showing you the landing distance,
Modern.
the landing
That's what
weight
it
that it's
is.
drawing. And what does this mean? What does LDA mean? Well, this is the landing distance available. This is the calculated landing distance that it's going to take. And this is the factored landing distance, so it's timed by 1.15. So this is legally what you need to land. Now you can change it to medium auto brakes,
Courchevel.
and you can see it gets longer. You can change it to an auto land. That actually does make it a bit longer. Change it to config full. And also, now this is pretty cool, dry,
Hi, Max.
wet, compacted snow, dry snow, wet snow, slush, standing water, ice and dry again. And all of that
Just
will
a
work.
few
So if
options.
I go to standing water, see how that's basically made it so we nearly can't make it. And all of these things will have effect with reversers, tailwinds, all this sort of stuff. And we do intend to make these a drop down like these, which
Max,
is a bit
you're
easier to sort of bring
crazy
in.
on that game.
But yeah, I think that's
No,
about everything
thank
to
you.
show on it.
Fair play. Hi, Josh. That was really cool.
We're just going to shut the aircraft down here, I think, because why not? Everyone's
No,
here,
get
why
it
not
to
do
a stand.
It's our airport.
Ah.
Literally, we made it.
So I don't think thanks so much, Cameron and Mike, for this live session. So what next? I think the only thing we've not showcased in the past 2 weeks are the cabin announcements.
We're getting a
and
price
the
in a
wipers,
minute.
And I think if we've not done that, I think we've done a really, really good job. Both of them will be in for release. We're just wrapping them up, as you can appreciate. There's a lot going on, and there's a lot that we have to do. So I think we can move to the next slide. And I know a lot of you are interested about what's next, what happens next. Well, we've done the 2 streams, when's release, we want a release date, and all these things.
Liveries next week. That's
so next
not
week
coming
there'll be a lot
out
of
next
information,
week. Liveries.
on the launch features, what's going to happen on launch, what's happening next, beyond the 350 release date, what the ULR will involve, what our next plans are. So hopefully that should give a lot of clarification to people, a lot of comfort about what's happening. We will also start uploading the liveries. So if you want to get ahead,
Yes.
start downloading liveries and help our INI
Love
manager
it.
out. We've got some information on that, and also the FAQs. If you want to start getting familiar with the plane, start understanding how things work, you can. I'll pass over to Matt.
That's really
Matt
positive.
is obviously our host, fantastic host, but he also is head of internal of iniManager, our partners, our vendors, the store. He does a lot of different things that people don't always deal with on a day-to-day basis, but the store wouldn't run without him. And I'll pass to him about how he's been preparing the store and the iniManager for release.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you for that. So I think it's good to mention that obviously we've had the A300 release last year. You know, we learned a lot from that release, sort of where the kinks were in our structure that we had laid out, where the flaws were, and we basically took from that and used that information to go through and basically fix whatever it was that was causing crashes with the iniManager, slow downloads, and you know, orders being unfulfilled, so it was taking a while for orders to come through. Obviously there's it's much deeper than that. That's very surface level. But you know, in terms of the iniManager side of things, you know, we went through, identified those key failure points, and sort of ironed those out. A few points of interest that you guys might find interesting.
Emirates, I think.
You know, our previous system could probably handle maybe 200-300 requests per second. That's obviously all of you guys jumping onto the system, whether that's onto the store, the iniManager, downloading liveries, GSX profiles, all of that sort of combined. So it was a pretty low number. You know, we've gone through up to that, and from our previous tests, we're still working on it. We're still making sure that we have further optimizations that we can make. We've basically been able to reach a 3,000 stable per second requests per second. This is also scalable, so we can have sort of multiple servers able to host 3,000 requests per second.
It's quite a lot,
and it basically just helps alleviate any of that, you know, big rush onto the server on release day, as I'm sure you guys are probably going to be well out in force, downloading liveries
any
and
second now.
You know, GSX profiles for airports you're flying into, other airports.
For the record, I don't know the
price. So it's not just focused on the A350. So we want to make sure that the iniManager is a stable download platform for you guys when the aircraft does come out. Also, just moving on from that, covering also the FAQs that are going to be available. So, as Ubaid mentioned, we have Rich, who went through, created the super in-depth FAQs for the 2024 release and all of the aircraft that were in that release. And he's in the process of going through and making some of the same style of FAQs for the A350, which are going to cover pretty much everything that you're going to want to ask from a staff member or from the internet to get yourself from an A to B flight safely. There might be a few things left, you know, that are going to be a bit more in-depth items. We'll obviously keep an eye on anything coming through on our socials, iniBuilds Discord and all that sort of stuff. And we'll obviously update the FAQs as and when we see appropriate. Obviously, moving on to the liveries. As you can see on the screen, we're going to be uploading the liveries.
These will have interiors as well.
Week. There's going to be a bunch, so obviously we want you guys to be prepped and ready with the liveries you want to fly on day one, and these are obviously going to be downloaded into your community folder. I know some of you guys use Symlink, so you can disable them or whatever you guys need to do, but yeah, it's going to be all there ready for you to download as of next week. We'll obviously announce when these things are going live, and we'll let you guys go in, download these and have them ready for release day. I know that's a big thing. This is also going to help, again, alleviate some of the load onto the iniManager. It's going to help propagate those downloads to our various CDN locations across the globe. So it's just going to ensure that your download speeds aren't affected on release day. We're trying to do everything we can to make sure that you guys have the most stress-free, easy download, get into the sim,
they get in there, they get into it
as you possibly can. So I think, hopefully, fingers crossed, I'm touching wood, everything is crossed.
You jinxed it.
Yeah, there you go. I've got everything crossed, but...
I mean, I must say, Matt has worked incredibly hard over the past 3-4 weeks to get Indie Manager really stable. You might have seen some Indie Manager pushes coming out. I guess everybody needs to be on the latest Indie Manager, right, Matt? So they should really go do that.
Yes, it will be
Update
the
your
latest version
AnyManagers.
2.4.3.
Not yet.
Downloadable through the webpage, through the iniBuilds.com site, or if you already have a version installed, it should automatically install the latest when you open it next.
Yeah. Awesome. That's really good. I think we have one more slide.
Oh,
we do have one more slide.
Come on.
It's a pretty big one.
I'm guessing about $80.
So everybody who's ready for the price. And obviously, Ubaid, you mentioned earlier, we're trying to get to the best pricing point for the work that we're outputting, and obviously the options that we're providing to people. So I think it's good just to remember that.
Yeah. $350.
Oh,
Let's right.
Not quite.
it's cheaper than I thought.
And remember, £350 excluding VAT. So there we go. You should probably see the price on your screen.
Last week of February. Last week of February.
£59.99 excluding VAT.
That's 5 days.
And what will that include? That will be the 350-900, the 350-1000, and the 350 ULR. And that will all be under that price. And it will be for
and you get the ULR as well for free. Well,
so we really want to make an accessible experience. We want as many of you to enjoy this as much as we can.
That's a really good price.
You'll see a lot of what's involved.
£71.90 in the UK.
With both feature sets next
including
week.
VAT.
But I think this was, a lot of people weren't expecting this price.
That's decent. For what you're getting.
It's a bit cheaper than what I think a lot of people were expecting. And we want to try and make this as accessible as possible as we go through this A350 journey over the next few months and really have a great experience, because it is an amazing
You get all
aircraft.
free, yep.
I want all of you to enjoy it as much as you can.
You get the ultra long range 900 and the 1000. Well, the ultra long range in the
If you've got any questions, please do
that
let
is
us know.
really
Hopefully
good.
This session today was helpful. And I can't, huge thanks to the whole iniBuilds team, Cameron, Matt, Mike, Pablo, for doing these sessions and streams, and the whole team have spent the past 2 weeks really bug fixing and getting things ready for these stream sessions. We'll get quiet now. Next week we'll all be a bit admin-y things, liveries, FAQs, getting used to things. Our lovely content creator team will also be getting access to the plane. And then the week after, we'll be expecting a release from the 24th to the 28th. We kind of have a date in mind, but we're not going to reveal that yet.
You lot are going to be so
we just want to make sure that things are 100% ready. So huge thank you to the team. Huge thank you to all of you for your support. Those of you who are supporting us in chat. And yeah. If you've got any more questions, please do tune in on Discord or our socials.
I can't.
And we'll take it from there. Guys, any closing remarks?
Let's go.
Can I give one shout out?
Yeah.
Shout out to Matt after he came for his long day. He helped us with some of the streaming stuff. So thank you very much, Matt, for that.
Legend.
That's chewy to anyone.
Yeah.
To everyone else. Yeah, it's been great reading your comments. I've taken away a lot of feedback again, which we'll take onto the team.
No, that's actually
from the first stream that it did has already been incorporated. But yeah, keep the comments coming.
24th to the 28th we're looking at for the release.
Make it as enjoyable for everyone as possible.
So how long have you known?
Yeah, and just to be clear, we don't ban anyone for the fun of it.
But
if you're coming to stir drama, you probably get banned. But if you're there to have a constructive agreement, you can always message us on Discord, message us on support. We're always there for a chat. And just to confirm, the ULI is for free. The ULI is included in this price. It's not something.
So it's about £70 if you're from the UK, including VAT.
Hopefully that covers everything.
$69.99.
Tomorrow there'll be a newsletter. We'll cover an edit of this stream, and it'll be in great quality and chopped up, so you can come back and look at things. And yeah, thank you guys so much. Really appreciate the support, and we'll see you guys next time, probably on release day. So have a lovely evening, have a lovely weekend. Bye, guys.
Get some love, get some GGs in the iniBuilds chat if you can. Damn. Right, iniBuilds playlist is coming on right now. Right, we've got a lot to talk about. I do need to go and get some dinner at some point, but I'm sure we can give it a little bit anyway. That was a sick stream. So obviously they haven't specifically said the release date. They've narrowed it down to the last few days. And obviously we've got the price dropped as well, which is huge. So what we saying, Eddie, mate, we are so happy, genuinely. Just everything, bro. Seriously, everything. I don't know. What would you guys take away from that stream? What would you take away? Are you happy? Are you happy with the price? I mean, for the quality of product you feel like, I feel like that's a very good medium price. Like it's a, you're getting the 900, the 1000, and the ULR when it's ready for release as well. Very good price, very good price. It's a bargain, so cheap for the amount. It's just over the top insane. I was shocked when they right, the bit that was loads of times I was like brought back a little bit, but when like just everything, like walking around the plane, opening up different things, looking at the oil levels, like come on, is it needed? No. Is it amazing? Yes. The flap sounds, the spool up, the spool down, the freaking, you don't even need parallel 42 immersion to come out. It's got its own immersion. Freaking elevator wobble, flap wobble, engine wobble, obviously the cabin. I don't know. The list goes on. The list genuinely goes on. Ian GeoGuess. I do want to go get myself some food though at some point. I don't know. I think it might be a good idea for me to like go and grab some dinner in like 10 minutes and then come back in like an hour. Because I need to be refreshed. We've got so many alerts to play as well. I don't know. Right, AV person, if you're still here, by the way, they dropped 10,000 bits on us. Let me go a bit bigger. Let me go a bit bigger for a minute. Yeah, I mean, we've got, well, we're looking, so, okay, Ubaid might have dropped something at the end there as well about content creators. I don't want to go into too much detail about it, but, yeah. But yeah, like I say, 24th to 28th will be, at some point, that week is what they're looking at for release, so. Yes, the bird strike, of course, I'm glad you've mentioned that. The bird strike was crazy. So, yeah, they literally activated the bird strike, and you could see the damage on the engine, the damage on the radar thing at the front as well. Insane. Yeah, so $59.99 is what we're looking at. UK price of pounds, excluding VAT, excluding VRT. What is it? Radial radnav? I don't know. Whatever the thing is at the front of the plane. I've got no idea. The radar thing. Yeah. Yeah. The TCAS was really cool as well. So you could see like, so if we're doing a group flight, I'm sure you'll be joining me in the plane doing group flights. You can see everyone's call sign on the flight display in the middle. Like mental, crazy. Take my money now. Yeah. So like I say, they spoke to the web developer, I think, at the very end there as well. It sounds like they've got a lot of things under control. Under control for like the release. Next week we're getting liveries and FAQs. So you can start learning. You can pre-download the liveries. I think that's a really good, smart move by iniBuilds, because rather than the servers being so undated with people downloading the plane, a lot of people had already downloaded the liveries prior to getting the plane. And then obviously I think that maybe allow a paint kit as well, so people can start painting liveries if they are a painter or whatever, just to relieve some of the stress on release. Yeah, we can just see Michi 1. Exactly, Casper, exactly. The Raydome, there we go, Raydome. The amount of people moaning about VAT is unreal in any general. There's always people moaning, James. There's always people moaning. But yeah, I am brought back by that stream once again. I'm very happy with that. We do have loads of alerts. I will go and play the alerts because there's loads of them to come through, and I will thank everyone individually. We obviously had them on pause there, but yeah, what I think I'll do, I want to go get some food, so I'll stay on for like another 10 minutes or so now, and then yeah, I want to go and grab some food, and then I think we'll come back tonight and just do a flight or something. I don't know what we'll do specifically, but yeah, I do need to go away for a little bit and then come back. Chat, how much was it? $59.99 excluding VAT. Coming out on the last week of February. I can always do a little bullet point list on my Discord server, chat, if you want. I can literally just do a little like a breakdown. I'm sure iniBuilds will be putting this VOD anyway, into like a highlight reel. They didn't mention it this time, so I don't know if that's staying on their channel as a VOD you can watch, or if they're also making another highlight video. I can imagine they're also making another highlight video. I can imagine. But yeah, I haven't got the 350 Murph, unfortunately. I don't have access to the plane. But yeah, it's gonna be quite difficult, I think, next week. But yeah, we will see what goes. When was the bird strike? That was at the very start of the stream, great. You can always go back on my VOD and watch it. Yeah, it was a video. It wasn't necessarily a live demonstration. It was more a video that they shown. They activated the bird strike, and you literally saw the bird on the plane, and it caused damage to the radome. I think I got that wrong again. And yeah, it was very cool. It was very, very cool. How much is going to be? $59.99 excluding VAT. But yeah, it was. Mate, the sound was so loud. Like the sound of the bird. Like I know they say it's loud in real life as well, but yeah, it was very loud, very loud. Is this playing the iniBuilds playlist, or is this playing my playlist? Oh, it is. I think it is playing. Is this the iniBuilds playlist? I subscribe to the iniBuilds trailer playlist. Mate, honestly, iniBuilds deliver some absolute tunes. So they have an official playlist by iniBuilds on Spotify. If you want it, you're welcome to give it a little cheeky like. What's the ini Discord? The one online didn't work for me, Aaron. The iniBuilds Discord. You're not in the ini Discord. Oh, I can't send invites. Oh, I was about to say I can invite you, but it looks like I can't create invites, unfortunately, so I'm not sure. Anyway, let me unpause these alerts, because there's going to be quite a few of these sort of playing over the next 5 minutes or so. But, yeah, that was... I'll be honest, I didn't really know what to expect sort of looking into that, but, yeah, they definitely shown us everything that I wanted, plus more. They also mention that they didn't. They shown
does look like that IRL.
Half of these bitches aren't going to make any sense. However, this one, I mean, this was ridiculous. Whoever you are, thank you. I mentioned something about bird strikes where someone has to cheer 10,000 bits, and I will do a bird strike. And I'm not sure. They said that they'll, you know, that's one for the future. So yeah, they dropped 10,000 bits on the channel. It was like bird strike.
Just banking a bird strike for when it comes out. Hey
when we fly the 350 on stream, I will make sure to do the bird strike just for that. And then they gifted subs and goodness knows what else. So I'll leave these playing. Thank you though if you are part of this. Bird strike first stream. It's got to be done. What I'll do with the failures though, I don't want to tell you, I don't want to like tell you before though. I'd rather just sort of, I don't know, I'd rather make it like just a normal flight, you know, A to B, and then all of a sudden I just trigger it, and then we try and work out how to, like even like a decompression in the cabin or something. There's got to be something I can cook up that will make it really exciting. I'm sure. I'm sure there'll be a link somewhere, Aaron. But yeah, thank you for all this while we were... I mean, these happened hours ago, but... David, thank you very much for your tier 3, by the way, 4 months if you are still watching. Blame Dennis. Yeah, everyone was blaming Dennis because he was... he still likes 2020, which is quite funny. He still likes 2020.
EV person gifted a tier 1 sub to blame.
It's all going on. But yeah, chat, that's what I'll go and do because I want to go get myself some dinner. So I'll let these play out and then I'm going to go for a bit and I'll come back if that's all right with you guys. Sign it. Can you go offline for a sec so I can watch the VOD? Yeah, that's the plan. I will probably put this on YouTube anyway at some point. Probably over the next few days on Kenko Plus. I'll try and make it a bit quicker on the publishing of that, but we'll figure it out. There's an invite to the iniBuilds Discord server. There we go. We're gonna feel so scammed when you go live with Heathrow to Vegas full send 10-hour long haul, and then the stream ends after 2 hours because I planned a bird strike over Dublin. Oh, I love the idea, Rev. I love the idea. Yeah, tonight, chat, we're doing an ultra long haul. It's a 12-hour flight. Stop playing with your bloody phone. When did that come in? Thank you. And then, yeah, we just suddenly end after 2 hours. No, I won't do that to you guys. Not especially if people join me on the flight. That's wrong. That's rude. But yeah, I'm taking notes, yes. Show us your community folder, Ian. With pleasure. With pleasure. Yeah. But the folders are empty until next week. When you bait, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I can't say anything. But yeah,
I've done a full conversion
you might have
to
dropped
24.
something.
Can't wait for this A350 started using beyond 80.
Nice.
Well,
by the way, I've just lost everything that's happened. Wobbo with 43 months. Fuji Gas with 1 year, mate. Thank you so much. Shunty with 29 months. Get off your phone. Bossman with 5 viewer rate, and then Mr. Aneurysm with 2 months. Switch phone. Thank you so much for that as well. I cannot wait for this plane either. I'm very excited. And yeah, a bird strike won't happen at Flight Level 350. That is very good point, actually, JBS. That is very true. When's the marketplace? Well, that's switching over to MSFS. I don't know. Soon, I think. Yeah, soon. Lucas, hello. Right, chat, I apologize to leave you, but I am genuinely starving. I have not eaten. I had like a sausage sandwich at 12, so I haven't eaten for 6.5 hours. I'm starving. I'm gonna get some food. I don't know if there'll be enough time. I'll try and figure something out. And I'll be back in an hour or so. Thank you all for being here. I will, if there is someone to raid, I'll drop you a raid on the credits. Thank you for watching along with me today. I know that not everyone likes watch-alongs, but it's nice to sort of watch something with someone else rather than just watching it on your own. But yeah, appreciate it a lot. Massive GGs to iniBuilds. Next week and the week after is going to be very spicy. And yeah, I'll leave you on that one. Bye! See you guys. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll catch you a little bit later, all right? Bye! See you guys. Have a fantastic evening. And I'm going to go grab some food. I don't know what I'm going to eat, actually. I could go and get a takeaway. I'm not sure. I did just get 10,000 bits. I'm joking, I'm joking, I'm joking. I'll save the money. Bye, guys. Have a lovely hour. I'll see you later. Bye! McDonald's, I can't. No! But, Wriggles. See you guys. Bye-bye. Thank you all for tuning in. And, I don't know if there's anyone to raid. To the summer. Nelly's live. Oh, let's go and show Nelly some love. Bye, guys. This is a tune. Or Chewy. Okay, we'll go drop raid on Chewy. I feel sorry for Nelly, though. Fine. We'll go and surprise Matt. Chat, have a lovely evening. Actually, I'll be back in a bit, but see you in a bit. Bye, everybody. Nelly's just ended her stream, so that's perfect timing. Go say hi to Matt. Bye-bye.